the first kind of money cry. It would in the way na second kakra. The most in as if we had 50 pesos to 2 liters of 2 one. Would find the one. I can say it too. Then say I suggest them about or they're not on minimum.
Okay. Well, my camera, but Yanso, I have formation, no, Mocas, no, Yanso near Yebusan said, Mobile to Bonuana, because say be I'm cough more. Apart from some Boko strike, one here, I'm a swag with your shoe. Yes, if you could bring more board, no more plans, say be number 2.
Many I can say, I didn't say to carbon. That's a view. I did 27 cities, now my media car born on mammy from here to here. That's an apple 31 32. I take the first thing I say, I took carbon. Yes, we had to be a lessons were back and I said, in people said the only idea control Ghana transport fares. Apart from that, we are cotton to start open or the year. Then on card, there be a woman. You see, a born the petrol that 27 from human open from Saskan. And then petrol that 31 they got 32. These are buying to meet my beginning that them 27 ever continue to get that down. And when the problem is that when we are going to hold there, then they say it's not near to carbon. And so the empress of Rebecca, and who's the tax you also, or you should have a wine. Means the empress, Yana, Sabubia, and Ghana.
One more a banner say be energy hunts and semia, and him before he won't say Casanibia, one more can I say. Niamo kain and Tassum, Salevisi, na a banner quite CCR cry a petrol bono at Tiena. A biwa honumwa, CCR because deregulation, ama a binimu dear crown a ball from some of the filling stations, say be able to say be 6 Ghana cities 60 pesos, and even 6 Ghana cities 55 pesos. One more dear was run be 6 Ghana cities 90 pesos. And T a amount one more dear for no. Nanyamu Kadia and Tassum say and scrapple levies in your cacawi. I didn't check.
I don't say. I did to be out to put on him. I did be out on him. I don't know by an Casa, Ghana in it. I go buy this one. Go filling station, say about there. And
I send you see candy, not just idea for Bianyana.
Idea for Bianya.
Oh, sir.
I mean, you got a garment in Metro and now for turning in sense in the flower. I mean, you know, the end of the sentence.
Oh,
with my tongue to maybe the wishy back, a losing the value. But remember, over a bit 20 years, 1 year, as a state eternity. Then they won't say, idea for Bianya because they're testing the home. Now, here I mean, 2 for say, almost pet prepare for no. I'm told you the board in the warm because Opa, I'm really car a yard crop. Any boarding into petrol and boarding into the petrol and waffle. Then I'm from Kukuma secretary.
But no name before you say asem na ye kano enya no kore and that your quality of fuel no sanya sisi ya o ma yan hihye no ni nyina the same but ni ma ye nimunti na bi candidate ye ne ye okay ti sanya wo kan na to amanfo assume no mfi okay well petrol no say na boa dia fuel station mo de no wo soro no eno na petrol no kire say ye papa enti we no say bia ne bo no ofom a para say enya sa na te omo nimdie wa edwuma mu.
Petrol no anywhere you we can try and test it. You try it. Everyone says, "Oh, petrol car a check there. Petrol and boarding a change in the morning." So, in the normal more a boy, my performance to try a papa.
Okay, all right. Well, Mona Monsieur Jume Mayache, Mona Kasi, Mudia Ye Jumache, Sena Mokan, but you better pay him the phone sooner. Niakin and Yebusa. You better see an opinion in shopper. Nana ni makobre siama aye national chairman ma Ghana Private Road Transport Union anope sa asem ya walking me sure say bia wutie yemu bebre nso sa na ye adwen betina ye say petrol no nya ne bo no wosoro no eno na kire say bia ye papa well energy experts no say anya sa na tie na CCR no the quality of your fuel no say niam city no the same ti amanfo aka to asuma de dada ye and you won't say, they be now call more one more than was from 6 Ghana cities 90 pesos. Na ebia ni ane de Ghana 6 Ghana cities 60 pesos. Kabna bon say who do aso we dey ne born from what from Nintino. But is it really the case? Kabina idea biya ne bo afu biya no enya de papa.
Over question one say and the who can ma because me say we am a day matter wa gwel. We am a day matter.
Omo no omo ne nam 6 Ghana 90% ni ade.
And you one more ma atoya dwene mu say aya gwel ane sa mpanimfo no wo mu de ya papa. Enti sisi ayo mu ma ya ate ase sa anya sa na te no. Meaning ye betumi akoto wo bebi ye cheaper no. Yes, because any quality the value is the same one. Adentina of a question, Tintinati, a toda bikra would do on more. Omuna tumu first you. Go and yourself one a tumu first. There be as woman diana wasro.
Yeah.
6.9 no boho. But to be there 6.2. A bit 6.3. You do a pay as you. The end
6.2 no dia kabana and the other back I mean just say do 6.2
6.5
be about 6.5 and 5.5 for corner
ni ase anumbo munye enti da bia wo fa kwasu ya dan ya be kogwe but a braso say sa na tie pa dia ya be sese adwene
okay ma sa ayi enkomoyi yani aye nimdifo eba no energy ho nsensem ne fu nsem yani openi ba ku nin komo executive director Institute for Energy Policy and Research Oraku Jones of Apoku ewa wan so kodu da se mu akwa baba ni TFM so anope
me da wa se pa mi tia no we fo na nkoma wo di mani age ho ba
kodu eno antini afra anope but yen sha se mfi hanum sei me ya sure say what 16 driver unions for ensem ya wo mo kan about levies bi ha it has outlived its purpose so Bruni Beka say sisi amfaso bi enu so yin fi ho they talking about and special levy energy recovery levy ni road fund levy ni ya kaka ho wehu wati bi ni omo kan say na tema no edikan
my brother ninya levy bi eni ho eto bi eni ho aman dia it outlived its purpose then I believe its purpose and you not been aman dia budu kurba problem is say what's the amount and take taxes 5 in also? But remember example. Now what you mean say 12 years? I buy 8 pesos every 4 Yahoo. 15 pesos now buying cash from 1st of November. No, it has been removed. Still, OMC for no any account. 690. And it's the empo are buying from the cafe. And may you 30 pesos, may you levy 5 gram okano, may you which will come to about 31 pesos. May you swap.
And by OMCs, you know, which I say filling stations will be a tutor if you are
marketing company. Until they come more filling stations,
okay.
OMC.
Okay.
Obi one filling station, yeah, no, oil marketing company.
Okay.
It's here from OMC.
Okay.
It's the OMC for no. I'm gonna talk. Yeah, you will be a power pump no filling station.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Okay.
I'm buying any 15 pesos issues, no. Yeah, because window now I'm buying 15 pesos issues, no. That price stabilization recovery level, no. Almost zero from 15 to 0, no. Yes, zero now.
But Anope yani kudus of MPA din komono. Na enchiremo peso a chere ne say it's because 16 pesos 14 pesos has kicked in, no. And it's na be ama be gina be 6.90, no.
9. 6.9 exactly. And I mean me say 6.9 still I was through here.
Yeah. And chisanka no ambemu a na kojo sanka gina be 7.
Thank you. But the me can say 6.9 was no. More can say yes and so you need increase no. By the time we have buying energy so to be 30% of the person. That crude oil price is now what's wrong. And also then I can't get the company on that 30%. So now OM to line there. Actually by another 30%. Yeah, make out that here. You know, to the ordinary consumer, no, they are buying, no. Well, meanwhile, that 30% that are buying, you know, it's costing the government money for development. But you see, yeah, you get to say, price deregulation. Price deregulation, they follow by past year, and they say price competition. Say, yeah, Jenny board in a papa dia and you giant price deregulation because and you know correct.
And Tinyani and boy dinner and Yanu papa.
There be the patrol. The come her full free a man on the bar. A quart tank, the and comboster at the cotton. Companies can carry virus more and a water tank and chase more. But over 80% to 85% of fuel is free a man on the bar. In our cup box and our talk. In Tisaguelo, the Shello, the Tutalo, or Munani for free. That thank you.
Okay.
The also said, tanker driver, the Akofaka, Akofa fuel to store and a boss. Or the Akko area station, the Ewo and Abraka. Or Fremua reporting. Because there is a monitoring team from MPA that goes around to check these things. Empono maintains that same way. 5 pesos per liter. I mean, yeah. It's called fuel marking margin. Fuel marking, no. Yet the Adobe Astor, it will check the integrity and the quality of the fuel.
Mm-hmm.
If you obey a dilution, or pick a sample, or do the way we diluted for.
Mm-hmm.
But the year for quality assurance. What I say, 5 pesos, every liter, the whole country will be in the margin breakdown. No, there will be a fuel marking levy or fuel marking margin. Then to say you have fuel marking margin, who shall give them any petrol and can need a project. It is a petrol color. But we are going for petrol and not diesel, no, not a color. A color because the fuel market, no, any is a good. And MP4 and the new CEO of MP. What can you say? Obia did that brother. Investigating. MP4, as I speak to you now, no, almost the laboratory for that purpose. Whereby as I hold the sample of South for the Bravo, on the common laboratory, as the people who say, as soon as you auto and treated for our customers. And if an association like GPRT, any young companies that can see our moving there, motor fuel over there, as I say, report is our station, no, because any baby are the kita. You be a first, no, not gawu, or more, papa, not over, you know, and they are almost the administration. But in 2021, most of the filling stations are not putting our advertising 6.6. Opinion who's advertising 6.6. And the MP is supposed to say, oh, Master, that was 6.6. No, how are you advertising 6.6? Master, my young show for no. They take samples and they are still selling 6.6. That means there's nothing wrong with their fuel.
But no pay one. Yani titneni ma GPRT nana brace ya my din komono. So ase me okay. Me so say me tie for BT. Atobia sum. O kan sembe me no. O sha se o say dia fu bia etonum pirenu. Enti na chese akwese oki ade bia ne bo no form no enya ade papa. Ena wo kan ta to say wo mu ejuma ma ya che. En wo mu nim say filling stations na wo mu ebo no ewo form no. Wo mu fuels ni nya papa. Za no no.
No yet tikiasem. Ibi ejuma no wa ya ya wa ya che. Ba sa sem na wo kan tikiasem. First ade ye wo gawo. We are going to do baby. Now, I only planning to for any free anchor. Now, but any company now called MP are register or your OMC or your marketing company. What's the filling station? The tanks are up. That's here. Or registration. Or what address. And then
so could you add a transport? This transport owners see. Adena Saudi way down manu mo kan de bia ma yemu bi si bo se na etoy asum. Dia
Minia, they make an o de ma make as bi go chiro. Petrol. You see the omo cars we su petrol pa and kasa nkomo no e be yi kakra. E bia yenya pani that fight. The car ke see bia uchi. E petrol. Approximately Rolls-Royce be a Bentley be new sport car. So cars, no. There's something called higher octane level. In here, there will be some car here, we talk around 95. empty Osha shell. Apart from petrol, no, one higher. And no, almost the additive school. Now I'm at octane level, not control. And no, you're top for sports cars. Yes, out there. A lower fuel from petrol. I brought simple no money can't even some MONTIE. Yenny MP for a Yunkutano. A bear cacano. Not fuel, no. Yet they something called ethanol. From 80 Abuchilqua fuel station or advertising of the E85. E85 should I say a 85% diesel, 15% ethanol. Ethanol no they are blue and not cassava. So that get a cleaner fuel for these climate change reasons, you know. In the coming years, you know, you're going to distribute Ghana, where your fuel will be mixed 15% by ethanol. And the fuel I have from, if you get evidence to be the fuel after fuel, and that's will be the after fuel, report, you know. But what I'm saying is that diesel now almost cars we used to know. Diesel it doesn't have the same diesel engine, doesn't have the same sensitivity as petrol engines. And the petrol engines that are high-powered petrol engines have a use different octane. But the moment I check your money say, for your from OBTU, now a cost filling station be a top fuel, not in engine on reporting station.
Okay. Okay, all right. Now, we are coming in. Pese me de tuju anam bisa kakra ne se. Si ebetimi aboa na metie for titu anope mo mutie no. Na yetimi anya adwensakra kakra because saade ebinum aka ache e ma to emu bitrim e ma de bia kojo ne e kan ne se omo amode no wosoro no e na wo mo fiwo ye papa. Enti bon se bi okosia go ye ne total bon se bo nso wosoro ne ka ho na wo mu bia bi o maka wo mu enhyeda wo mu din ne fi no mo ba no na ebo no ofom so ye nkonkoto ho no say is it say bia edubire bia sa companies use so some be a certain maybe communication drive na out microphone team say look ye nyina National Petroleum Authority for the regulatory activities meboa senka yede na mosie ewo form na enye no senya nka bia nka MPA fo matimi a shate down enti munya saade enye no kore e say about time say bi omso me bibisa na den na bia
and correct they will come get to do mu bi no na efiti be explain no ya start emma experience for education no by companies now so no you come out and give the education in some media if the can say bia ta four stations no and yes we be a papa but bia small flow and I say bia on share taxes was so and I say me but no there some for you are right. I will say on one casano also again drive never Ghana 40 years because when it comes to being show well total shell a company kakaka or employ the overhead also in Jabia or non infrastructure open when your infrastructure to go there on to the workers maybe over faster oil then petroleum ally ebi no office back the work at kakra the filling station the door enti ofaba ebi no the onya 30 pesos that's what we pound 1 million liters I am fashion the man but the fia the work at na enti the contract company think it no almost to say one if you are okra omo here because imagine the interest very low because what could you letter of credit and LC or bank if you other will factor LC cost product now will only but for your company here if your station get better 10 now who see capital the bank or the call who call BDC now which is the bulk distribution company your importing for the bank what's the matter maybe pay credit meaning change to say this I'm doing a spot buy with check and say taking kind. Also, any side here, I can turn 200, but I will be about 1. o se there be we tell ka se sia o be 140 so okay adabraka o dey 145 enti wa e bia wo bobo sia ato no e to ma 200 onu okwa ni tika ni koto ye no o to no 145 enu ti no be ku ni station mu a one o di cash na koto bank tika bi ni interest bi ni so two the overhead also to say akese na omo no aye kese na omo we tika okruma no enti he can afford to give you a small margin. What been said? Over 20 degree on ho na absent no asanko to be a good. But we na we don't do what you see and we see. Na let you akuku down for you stop for you e wo ho 690. Na state division ho 650 and now 660. No be a chum. No or the assistant or not a line ho. Alexa. Yeah. And it's a GPS people almost some do mo car this ho I boycott. Me suggest say almost boycott our stations no. Not our stations do who say and sign a COVID data no. Now almost operate on 30%. So we don't require 35%. And then almost yet 70%. Okay? And they can come back maybe 50%, 40% because maybe Ghana had in Qatar. So, but 70-80% some number of margin for oil marketers and dealers maybe a problem. And the moment Ghana follow the fact that I give you regulation at all, the price no, and then the fire buy. Yeah, yes, our price education now, and not Yako.
John Penyamisha, that's Papa. It's here.
That's Papa.
Kojon Safapuku. Executive Director, Institute for Energy Policy and Research. Anope need 100.9 Ghana MONTIE Media Suna so go make out say Lufat. Lufat we malaria dro wan so tatashi. Ache say when your malaria bomodia na hwehwe kira kwan drugstore chemical shop pharmacy BI ben wo. Uru house so pe Lufat. LUFART. Ya wan koda de eyensuo suspension obetimi anom na etu ni malaria na say mpenifo de no so a tablet obetimi anom ebetu malaria say eneya enti pebi antimeter ne lumifantry nom de aka bo mamaye WHO asase sanso na FDA nso asase enti utimi says Lufat edre de malaria shro omodi announce kebi need 100.9 0503721744 wa yanku yenu anto aso kwesi aboagye medigmedi ho chiame kwabna mafo kame ho kinkan de bonkrata no de amai kwabna the bankrata no. Remwe.
30 seconds.
Okay.
Dano na me ne raba ko owodi pa wo ensejuma. Na ye sia obi wo Alicent. Ye kwa na. O say ora park nko de na me berebrem. Ana kaye fo mensa. Obi akutefie wura so ye me ni bi. Ana o select a force no. Na the tag bubum no na wayi 1 cedi 2 cedi 1 cedi 2 cedi enti oyi gu mu bebre wie ye no ofakwasi niama oyi ye no owie no mo 300 ena nipa mienso mo obi a 20 owie o se kobra na me se e quarter pressure man sa okokwohoro no otoso no wo sha obeka se okra free US na buy. Enso na ye force. Na auto pressure at the man for. Enti wunya wunu pe enti ovakwesi. Sa adwene na edidi yetirimu se ade bia no boa din bia na ye papa no. Ovakwesi I think say time we say ye change. Not all ayina eye good. Because nowadays as I see started patronizing some filling stations no omu fuwe no wa fom no ebema omu a omu de awurazi bua kwagina soro ase eyanda ya ye beto no overkwesi wo mbete so
me da se kwabna nyame shop papa yenko enimu na Ora Solomon Owusu aye member Ghana Haulers Association na yene no ni nkom se fuel hikes ya na petrol enkomo ya anope di solo bibia betua wa Solomon ya da se mu akwa baba Neat FM so
azebejo so cha watiefo nyina
so muni mpenyufu a mu yi mode mu hyan akesi yi ya mode fa fuel ade ba o mai mebo a
juma ye dia no
Okay. Na manya ne tia se nkomo em se wo bi a ebetimi amamu ayhwam kakra. Yentio.
Me die when you meet it na mu ka bi say ase areas where MCs na omo bo but ya ade bi o say omo fu enye enye no kre one of the propaganda tools while shell tools e dey beat them no omo da kan ho fuel prices everywhere bia everywhere eye ade a deliberate omo asada ma bo akwakọ
unyina so u kan sa na isa track akra dia party ni wehu so amoye nti a kan sa no
position company friend we na me nya bet my company we fact you can cross check with all the ones
okay
company friend Puma
omo ton fuel
omo na only that are bulk distribution company friend Ocean what the blue is that
yeah
blue oceans, you know, I want that shell, soda, oil, ecoform food. What you say? Shell, oil, and soda. On one casan cafu and macromo. I'm going to give you blue ocean. It is a uncle pump now. Pose, Puma Bono, and all from six that one for me. And the reason is very simple. Puma no, or your OMC, the mother, a PDC, your friend, blue ocean. But because that company is three, kind of branches, emphasis on the branches, and now stations. And you know, you should that station is not gone. If it's a Uncle Fabi Puma, who never you Ghana Angela, it will cost for more. You are likely to go and buy from either shell, water, or gold. And the yellow credit. Yeah. One more, one form no, and Luna may person take the bag of water, and yellow credit, and yellow credit.
Well, enti tisania GPRT for Abia openi ye nini din komo no oka ade afobia no tonum prenu na ye ni aye adwuma na che ye nim omo bo wo form no wo mu die no nye we se wonjin ene ne ka ho usi sa se me nya no kore
ignorant point of view no na onhwem enya ya transport ana said we nya transport intensive where you tricker it was your CPR that company one more year almost on the PA your friend said stations across the country but what stations no but say what could do but that woman you another station to give revenue and yeah I go and so I thought I need to learn it's a little more advantage one more day yet your fellow that's a side company I don't know I want to get in Sasia, a strategic for oil businesses. And to one more women and Siano, I'm going to cross over fast as you wouldn't. And to them, Piano, acquires a cartel, these three people. For your KBB, the last thing I hear with them, you know, or more. It cannot make business sense there. Three companies. I'm better to tell you now the same overhead cost. And by overhead cost, the HR is there. Or we let your workers cut.
Just one 6 Ghana cities 90% like I said back on and Tiasianim.
International fraud. I'll say on mine. I make an already car for market. I want to walk a station that a door. I don't know any SCO mine. I don't mind yet to drink a rent. I don't more possible. And you know, credit may I not pay Jamaican, you understand? And then the credit that will be told to a little war for one. Let's just say, the very day, to an Indian. The two an Indian, you'll say, focus to a MPA. Because MPA also make sure that you will be a useful woman. Papa, everything is your market also. Another one.
Yeah.
And the other year, and again, I give up where I said, that a Simon reporters here. That FBA now are we a part of the problem?
National Petroleum Authority for no. Ade ndia no ma ye.
I'm for the year tomorrow. No, what station that? 100 liters of fuel. I didn't really have 200 liters. But I'm managing also 100 liters. And drop.
Ade.
Filling station for now, just and do when this one you 100. But in reality, that's what I'm saying. I am very sensitive.
Eno na ya na ye kan say wo mo pumping from ma pumping from ma me. And you are saying say MPA for ejuma for ebi nim sa de we say koso.
Oh, we are full of him. Now, Oka report to my MPA for now. I'm going to say she was. Nobody can fret. Say for 3 years, but Musa just didn't run normal. Normal just run normal. And you're connection. It's a fraud. I don't know what the fraud is. And when you are key, and you are working. Because any also to one, who can make them more data. For no way. It's number one. And then the question to another one of sessions. And your papa. I don't hear and then a what it is, it is it's not the sound of the quarter and the Roman castle and Mapuma. And the blue is over the other. And also Puma body. Who had a poor price there for passion. Again, MP and also we are what you said. 1 month of 1,000 just say a pump through. I want a president filling station through. Then for focus on who talk density. Only the density who for. Now, who got density? Yeah, about 50%. Now, one hour after, what I go back. Now, when I say my big thing, we want empirical evidence. Empirical. And then be a you. But you know, you talk to us in full.
Okay.
Yeah, all the tracks I can say here. Or move, yeah, sister, and Omu, that's a chrono. It will be a who's of air transport. I can't go on them. Who's of you are a secret owner. I can't go down. It's not something this way. I can't go on.
Asem. Solo, Yamisha no pay that's papa name wow dear boy. Solomon Osu, a member of the Ghana Hallers Association. Well, what Yasemo?
Ghana Montie, Ghana Montie, Ghana Montie, Ghana Montie.
All the same papa. Kasia bo. Kowaka temunsa. Amaya se. Kasia boye.
Onye yimu. Nukretrodo. Kamakile men kamadini bo.
Nitape.
Mama yentie. Kasia boye 100.9.
Kwesi monkwe.
Baba. City Konyama. Konyama. Baba. Konyama Baba. Nancy Konyama. Kiti Baba. City Konyama.
Yanko anymore na Charles Danso ye national chairman ma Committed Drivers Association. Charles ye that's mo akwa baba NIT FM so.
Meje also many apeni question.
Mimusa 16 driver unions ya wo mo ye central phone share mo ka coalition no ho.
Akwasi ye dimo tintim ma pa.
Which means in some of the two draft some levies ni bi ho no mo a sisi amfasuo ni so yentwam yenyin ho no say no mo fo so mo ta akire pa.
Yo akwasi ya ta akire pa. Na minchia watiefo.
Yejoso.
Na menka ne se obi ka se emfasuo ni mu a na asɛ ɔdane adeɛ no kakra ahu sɛ pɛyɛn no nea wobɛka sɛ mfasoɔ nni mu no wɔma agye sika no deɛ mfasoɔ ma papa wɔ mu ma wɔm enti na ɔmo hu mu gya sɛ ebitie papa na wɔn ne kasa yɛ no ɛsɛ fuel market margin na yɛ kasa ɔmo yi mfiri hɔ so ɔmo yi mfiri hɔ a ebi ɛbɛsa de yɛn nsa ahyɛ yɛn ano ɔka saa no a ɔno no san sɛ wɔn gye nti no ɛno no ɛbenefit no ɛna yɛn nso yɛ pere nti no na nea ɛteɛ ne sɛ kane na yɛ no afa ngo wɔ ha no ɛna no ɔmo hyɛ ne nso na nka wɔ sɛ wobisa brɛ yɛ ɔkasa asese ya sɛ the blue ocean ɛkɔfa ngo no finished product ne de ba ɔmo san ɛsɔ mu ana ɔmo nso mu hwee ɔmo nso mu eti nea yɛka nyinaa ne sɛ saa taxes na yɛka no ɔmo hwɛ na ɔmo nyi mfiri hɔ ne nyinaa ne sɛ nneɛma na ɛwɔ hɔ na nka ɛsɛbo purpose no ɔmo asesa mmara bi ama sese ya no ɔmo gye sɛ sika na ɛnserve that purpose anymore ebia na automatic adjustment formula na yɛka ho asɛm no June 2015 na ɛde baeɛ ɛna mo sɛ yɛnkɔ deregulation ebi ho nsɛm na yɛka no a ɔmo sɛ nka ade nti na obi deɛ wɔ fam na yɛnkɔtɔ wɔ hɔ ɛyɛ nsɛm bebree akwasi sɛ wokɔ filling station bi na sɛ wokɔtɔ fuel wɔ hɔ a ɔmo machine no asɛ sewing machine a ayɛ dada no a adeɛ yɛfoɔ no use no kokoro sɛ wonya akokoduro na sɛ wotu wei ni firi ano na ɛba ɛsosɔ kokokokokokoko ɛte sɛ ahuro ɛtumi mi wɔ believe bi wɔ me mu sɛ sɛ mebie tap a ɛyɛ pipe yi a mebie ne ketewa ɛbɛba ketewa mebie ne kɛseɛ ɛbɛba kɛseɛ most of the filling stations no akwasi wɔn sɛ ɔmo pump na no ɔmo wɔ GS bi wɔ hɔ a ɛyɛ 1 2 3 eti ebi wɔ hɔ a wokɔ na ɔsɛ ma me 100 cedis a na wɔhyɛ da press no first step no ɛno no power na ɛba no ɛnɔɔso ɔbɛn sɛ ɔbɛn sɛ sika na travel akɔ baabi kakra no na afei na ɔtry sɛ ɔbɛmia ne den. There are so many technicalities in this fuel buying. Na nea yɛka nyinaa ne sɛ wɔma sesa mmara bebree ɛwɔ adeɛ no mu a te sɛ ɔmo gye sika no nso ɛnyɛ adwuma ɛmfa ma yɛnya mfasoɔ no a obroni bɛka sɛ value for money no yɛnhwɛ road fan yɛ a yɛka ho asɛm road fan ɔmo agye sika na gye nanso yɛkwan na yɛnam no ɛdeɛ na ɔmo ayɛ afa ho eti yɛn so ɔmo yi fiwa ɛnsɛ hwee because sika no has been diverted na ɔka sɛ the quality of the fuel the yi free hɔ a ɛyɛ de nsa bɛhyɛ ya no momfrɛ wɔn ma ɛfa fuel ne adeɛ de kɔ no tank tank union for no wɔn ma MPA de nneɛma gugu hɔ atrake kaa biara wɔn atrake all the yinma wɔn sɛ tua ho toɔ eti baabi a yɛgyina no yɛni abere papapapapapa eti mo ɔmo nfa saa ɔmo gimmicks ne nfa mma wonim ne etia ɔmo sɛ ɔmo ate tax bi afiri hɔ no a yɛntumi anya mbasoɔ bi a yɛhu the impact no
metie minim
te sɛ akwasi wode yɛ wo tea cup ɛwɔ hɔ yi na wode atere ɛsɛ bi tea ne bi egu w'anum na yɛsa de another cup de tea ne bebree egu mu no sɛ ɛbɛyɛ ma wodi na nti nea wosa firi mu no wohu so de aseɛ yɛka yɛsɛ okeka liters no per 1 liter no wohwɛ taxes egu so no a 2.43 pesos na ɛda petrol so ɛna diesel yɛ 2.41 pesos ɛna ɛda so nti wode multiply by 4.5 for no a 11 cedi mu a ɛna wotɔ gallon bi ɛda so eti wote mu 5 cedi ɛma fam wɔn na bɛka kyerɛ sɛ ɛma fam wote mu 4 cedi a wɔn na bɛka kyerɛ sɛ ɛma fam eti ne papa baako bɛka no sɛ yɛte so kora yɛhu impact no mu nyɛ ka ne yɛnyɛ tie ɔpɛni Braba kono ka blue ocean no honkro no ba ne ade no. Eja die mu no yentie ha ne yiwo. Yen taxi driver for me ko school kakra. Yesu economics na omusua ye no. Yesu commerce na omusua ye no. Yesu accounting na omusua no yesu bi. Ene ye ka kire o mo say wholesaler no a ono toma retailer no small scale retailer no you can say OMC no obeton say ne ono no wholesaler no na wo ko ba ko a wo ko ba ko do wo ko wholesale ho na ye beton say ne wo ko ne customer no akoto no endi say blue ocean aton ade ama goil na sa goil there ejira 60 to 90% ya wo ko towo ipuma ho na wo ka no a wo be hwe ne enso o ma adjust ne enso because of protecting the customer no enti ni aye ka nyina ne say akwasi ameto dwawo o ma mu ha esa about some OMCs o ma adjust o mo pumps no ama MPF akwacheche wo Montie sa asem no am kwacheche wo mu wie me fine say no mo fine ne wo 5,000 and I'm fine no woman as some ko die near to one year show woman buya fa one near the ni nyina no almost fine no man 5,000 yam to am filling station mo man ya deterrent to others what a filling station we free airport we free to kwasi run about to be call na pass ya our right to no mo ka ho frames oil no mo tete gujanse no mo ka ho Allied oil and now why sunya me blue lagoon e ho no mo ka ho o mo ko find no ma 5,000 eti ne e ka nyina ne say yes say you na been see the pay advance taxes na egu ade no so no wo mo te we no free mo na say buy 5 cedi free so automatically no it will drop down into o mo nyama yen and yes ade a ya be pack ya she ni nyina say ne ya
okay Charles yeda se ana penya min sha papa Charles Danso, National Chairman, my Committed Drivers Association, and the pay need 100.9 Ghana Montie so no so gwe. Akasima beye dumye nu na no watchi abo na enche making kan my drinche ne bin so e dia mama modi aba na and a daily graphic there workrata na be abontino oko page 21 story back with the hard one say prices of goods services sold 11% in October. Well, nyamina make count. Well, I say prices of goods and services soared 11% in October. The percentage change in the prices of goods and the services inflation in the country for the month of October stood at 11%, up from the September figure of 10.6%. Now, the upward change in prices, according to the Ghana Statistical Service, GSS, was mainly driven by the rise in housing, water, electricity, gas, and fuels. Announcing the latest consumer price index CPI at a news conference in Accra yesterday, the government statistician, Professor Samuel Enim, said, quote, the national year-on-year inflation rate was 11% in October 2021, which is 0.4% higher than the 10.6% recorded in September 2021. Month-on-month inflation between September and October 2021 was 0.6%, same as what was recorded in September 2021. End of quote. Now, according to him, housing, water, electricity, gas, and other fuels, that's at 20.6%, recorded the highest inflation. Food and non-food inflation. Giving further details in the percentage movement in the price of food and non-food inflation, Professor Enim said, in quote, this month, food inflation was 11.0% lower than both last month inflation of 11.5% and the average 10.3% of the previous 12%. End of course. So, look, brofu bebre any percent ni nyane kyerɛ sɛ inflation no so am kind of sa we no mi kyerɛ mu kakra ma mu a ɛne sɛ wɔn wu sika a ukuta no ebia ukuta ene 10 Ghana cedis a Niama ebi abetimi di ato. Na se ebi a wochina. Se mi fan se ebi a 10 Ghana cedis utimi di to niama beye enum. Na se obeda be sorry. na say bia 10 Ghana cedis no eniama be ye 9 na ode to a na just inflation no kosoro eniama anka usika 10 Ghana cedis betimi di ato no eso ate inflation no kosoro saa nso na bia se eniama dodo na bia betimi ato no kosoro na just inflation no aba form na Ghana Statistical Service enra ene wo modi we atudwa graphic page 21 kan ho asem say prices of goods and services soared 11% in October. Chese wode tutu bosumi September no ana chese eniama ebo no akosoro ebo no kosoro no na chese usika no so niama anka obetimi di ato in September bosumi September niama anka bi anka usika betimi ato sisi October no saa sika kro na akuta entimi ntosa niama no nti ayadin dying housing, water, electricity, gas, ne petrol bono, to yes, kwa ne kosru. Graphic ikanasan.
Just a wukuta, scabebrea, ubetumi ato nioma kituebi.
Sa.
Sikano doso, ewo weniso.
Nto nioma kakra bi ne betumi.
Nioma kituebi ne betumi ato, sanse nioma bono, kosru.
Yeah. Nti inflation no, akosru achese ama Ghana Statistical Service for enom di we di atuja graphic abra
yo kwesi ma mbom kura kakra wo na ayi di kwesi kan watasa papai why a government statistician your friend of Professor Samuel Anim sa wo kwa daso na wo kwa akoto ade na wo sika ne ye bebre nso anioma ketua bi na wotumi to a wo bia nya wadro enu obi amfa wo nkọ baabi ase MONTIE nsum usika aya asetena mu saa na aye na niema bi a ekosoro te se dan bo kura de afie awurafo no ayo mu kokọ season sadi wo mu si tu dan bo mu no aya wanwa kura ensuo bo okosoro electricity bo okosoro ukoto gas ya na wonse guti petrol bo ayamanimusam saa niema nyina ekosoro enti ama eniama eni adwuma nkofo aye no nso eno nso ekosoro saa wobetumi akuta sika bebre wodi kwadam na akwakoto niama ayaketua bi ana wobetumi ato enti nokura nie what statistics yaba wo bu akonta trese se wukwa dwaso a eniama bu okosoro pa enti mema no se muba mo yire no top money ana se mu yi akonhoma bosika na so okoba no akase miwura fa kakra ka ho a enya bone bi na oyira ye o enya ta na oyire ta wo aya nokura ukwajamu a eniama bu okosura ma wuti hu ba bia enje enti akohoma bono wadame mufa bi nka ho bandari mufa bi nka ho ovakwasi mufa bi nka ho sade be ya ma no kwa wo mu betumi anya niama no ato na nya se bia oba na te ukabal aya asetena saa na aye pepepe enti wode ho akuntabuo ade aba
Need 100.9 Ghana MONTIE dwumadie su no asuguyeda so egusu epem ko ye hwe ye nsem no sene sitie oman Ghana amanyosem ho nkomo de wan krate no nkomo yeda so gusu a ye de nsem no ede bremo.
It has been barely a year since Ghanaians went to the polls to elect a president and 275 members of parliament. Despite misgivings we had about the processes leading up to the election, we had reposed hope and confidence in what was a time-tested tradition of peaceful and fair elections since our democratic return in 1992. Our expectations proved to be misplaced as the worst possible election in 29 years was delivered last year. The umpire of our elections, the Electoral Commission, for some reason chose to sacrifice the much heralded good image it had carved over the years. Our difficulties with the elections have been well documented, and I would belabor the point if I recounted them here. Suffice it to say that the kind of violence that claimed the lives of 8 of our citizens, the misuse of security agencies to influence the outcome of elections in some constituencies, and the general uneven playing field that marred the 2020 elections should never be allowed to recur.
All right, John Mahama, Dramani Mahama, yeah, Oman Penny Dada, and rap. Na probo what they call mantem edu ensia wagana han so be we yan kramantem na o deliver yes and come over in same way edit to ja na kakra no kan about the election say electoral commission die about to ekoto ye die sani osi fa so a wototo niama de anko ye kura ba o ka se o ka adaje bebo nye enu no eye wo maka eye monimsem Ghana fo mu nyina monimsem se ne sitie se electoral commission amon ho modern in fact odin sembe bre na adi tudwa ye koso na bre mu nkakra ne ebobi na ye de mamo but mame mra studio na kwabena ento aso de bon krata no nkomo no se ne sitie kwabena yankwe
abusuafo da bakrata telegraphic wadiaba tandamani mahama eda hanum sayi a wepeja ne nsa a wokasa de bakrata hudo ni nyina mu enne woso ntakrata wom wakwada nkofo ase ewa amantem no 16 regions ni nyina kwadeda wonum ase sa abane de womutuma no pa na watumifu tumi wa ene wowro wokawafo abetie na wakani nyina bomu eda Ghana man nyina se ewa nkran hanum sayi a etitire bebre no ana kopie mu watumedie no ase na wana jantamani mahama ejina apaso no wotre se abatu ayato ya ne de wampeso obedomu wasuko abatu apeta anye ho pa ani ato no 2020 abatu anie wanu ankasa Ghana yabakosemu wonwu abatu pa anye etisa abatu weda electoral commission bi ayenya no waso ato abewie we declare result wei wano fa no kranto ntanye ene wasan betakre ye kampani na de danko akufu adesu obi anyuma wo bi anyina kwaya cartoons nyuma nkoa wowu anu asore waso okunu be ha no wonenam ho na enum wo baabi waso o kreti napko ikura no wo ho asamka enso waka ya pe John no wande ni semu anu wo pe ene waka na no tum asamo a waka ya na eduru wei sa ya de wo mo beto aba ya to aba wie pe ni asensum wo mo agu baabi na waka tere mampani se enyu oba akofo no nanane abrewa ya kekafuna kekama dampan unemployment aya challenge kasia pa adema wo man no a sa wano ankasa mampani na adedanko akofo ado obetumi ni na ben ya solve a enko obetena akonya so ekonfie nim ni nko wasolve wasra no se esese Ghana fo nyina kiya tipa mo ho efrefre stakeholders ya wodo nyina tenase na wasa kwan kra wo befa so a sa wana implement no eto obetumi acha na so wano ankasa tenantena ho ate se de watena ho a wontumi solve ya ene ya date ye bedi adokoro kwa wakansam bebre asa de bai se da wusa jobs ya wamusu wa mu create ama mabunu no a se de medi nkaka ye no ni nyina akwaya cartoon jobs ensa da moa afa tax nso a wamu sum edigu Ghana fo bi no meduma ye fo bi so yanka betumi ama businessmen fo enya akwanya bia nyuma no eto ani bu nkofo kon enti anu nso sei wansa no wanya ho bibi afa public sector workers womu kura no womu amobo usapa ntuma womu ye ene akatu a womu de ene kura de esi aduma no kura ebi ni wo na bre so pa said you will see support to private sectors no on to mrentresi was support to ya $20 million and what the buy ye etobin konya bi enes kamisinya bi danasinya bi dan Adams nikina farmer womu nyina nya bi ade tretre womu nyuma mu kwa tire afa workers ni bi ka ho bampani na nado eno anse yatenwa yada sori anade ate yada sori anade ate ade asa ne yakone yaba sa pepepe enti obasre ne se na dawuruma wansa ne wanya hu bibi na Ghana fo ebre kratafa toso edunso wati orand wesiama amuako wa second deputy speaker ne mfani yabatoa ana wakatira ban se na dawuruma National Disaster Management Organization aya NADMO omunisi sa tuyira ntambiasi yase NADMO fo ntu American kwa basi mpodi ese na ye no wa roofing sheet anu ye the SM 12 white na SM 12 no a na nsempo sikani bi sini dan a wɔde bobɔ ntaabo ho ta ho sia no a wɔn mfa nyɛ hwee no pɛs no wɔn wɔ bi no wɔn wɔ mprɛgo ɛna wɔn wɔ warranty boot ɛna nkaa bi a mo kakra ato yɛn ntam si a yɛde akɔma nanso ɛnna yi nadmofoɔ ni hwee hwɛ ato yɛn ntam a esi ɛwɔ Anworaga Ketu South Municipality ɛma adesia bi nya ma ho kura tabrɛ saa brain kasasi nya food items mattresses ɛna blanket ɛde kɔma wɔ mu nanso saa nneɛma nyinaa ebi nhyɛ da ni wɔ enti wɔ ka trɛ aban sɛ nadawroma wɔn resource nadmofoɔ abrate ɛno nso wɔn te wɔn mu a they don't have anything na ɛdɛbɔ krataa yɛ frɛ ne sɛ Ghanaian Times ɛde aba kratafa ɛtɔ so edunson 17 hɔ ɛna wɔte sɛ adwumadie bi akɔ so ɛyɛ campaign ɛntɛ na buro nyɛba adeɛ baako atimu akotene paa ɛyɛ nkwansia accident International Road Safety Authority any stakeholders ahodoɔ atimu akotene Drivers and Vehicle Licensing Authority Motor Traffic and Transport Department New Times Corporation Publishers yɛwɔ Ghanaian Times Ghana Insurance Association Didier Droba Foundation Avery Kosini Abrantie yɛ a wɔbɔbɔ yi na Minister of Transport Kwekwo Foriesiama and Walanti said to Median Wakata Drobes said indiscipline wɔ kwan so no ɛyɛ too much ɛsɛ driver for ya hwɛ yie ɛntɛ na buro nyɛba obi yɛ breadwinner ma na busua ne yakɔbu ne nam ne yakɔ akɔku no na ma busua ne nyinaa gyigya enti wɔn sra driver for America tenten me kwantam abantam me pentam overtake na hu hia na overtake a driver for ne bi nso no mo nsa ade ti hyɛn wadidia me na ne kum wɔda no wɔ 60 akyi wawe apie wabam wabusa sram no wanam kwan so no wɔkɔ ɛsɛsɛ a driver for ɛyɛ asɛyɛ paa yɛsan sɛ ɛnneɛma ɛkɔ so ne sɛ deɛ nkwansie kum nipa no ɛyɛ adeɛ bi a ha adwene panta drivers ɛsɛsɛ obiara ɛyɛ careful na kratafo ɛtɔ so dunsia ɛna wɔde owura Isaac Kofi Ati ɔyɛ Director General Ghana Prison Service na wɔtɛ sɛ sɛ wokɔ aburotiri ate sɛ deɛ aburofo yɛ obi kɔ akɔsra prison ni a woduru gate na no wɔn mu a wɔn wɔ adeɛ bi si hɔ ayɛ sɛ adeɛ bi a wobɛfam sɛ wofam na sɛ biribi sa ho pɛ na adekora na yɛ pim enya yɛ pim pɛ na ɛtena sɛ yɛnsɛ kyew yɛsɛ kyew a yɛbɛhu sɛ biribi sa ho ho ɛna wode wura prison ha no mu yi na yɛsɛ kyew ne yɛyi adekora no na wokora yɛsan de wokɔ court ne yɛde watom bi na Ghana hei chi ni wɔ ɛno ansa wodu hɔ no mu a prison service officer no wɔde n'ani hwɛ wo din da wɔati no wɔ mobɔ wo pocket woda wɔati no wɔ bobɔ wo pocket a ɛno ano no ɛbɛsen na wakɔ akɔwuram enti sɛ wɔkuta adeɛ bi ɛna wɔde kɔ akɔwura prison no mu akɔma nipa koro a wonhu nkɔfoɔ tumi de mobile phone ewura ne turum na ɛnam so wɔde awura ne turum a machine no entumi ntakinti you wouldn't know na wɔde mobile phone na ewura ne turum no wɔde awuram no wɔde akɔma nipa koro a wɔkɔ akɔsra no ɛyɛ very bad thing ebi kura bobɔ wi na wɔde ahyɛ aduanem me de ba bɛsra me prison yɛ ɔwɔ ha na wi ni sɛm na wɔde awuram ebi de gazette ahodoɔ ewura prison hɔ no mu a ɛkwan wo fa so di wuram no ɔmo ni machines bia si ni wɔ yɛ betumi atɛke enti wɔn srɛ mpanimfoɔ sɛ wɔn provide the prison service foɔ saa gadget no a ebetumi edi tɛte ahu sɛ asomasi ba bɛsi akɔhwɛ obi wɔ prison na adeɛ bi sɛ no ho a ɛnyɛ ade papa
Mamin kan comment kakra na kobra mimra ne ento aso yenko enim anope yaw edu ewo silver corner matter ko say when did former President Mahama what does he want from Ghanaians at all? So is there no person that can lead the NDC than former President Mahama? That yaw edu and obisasa now positive change in Madina will say my task is to continue to give you hope. My task is to help our party, the NDC, to reorganize. My task is to put proper and enduring systems in place so that we work together in unity to win election of 2024 at the polling station and in a manner that no mortal human being or man or woman can interfere with John Dramani Mahama. That's one here from Positive Change. And the bar. KWASI, I'm quoting Mr. JM. And he quotes, he says, I'm not a magician to provide jobs for unemployed youth. Don't criticize me if you haven't been president before. And lastly, Ashantis won't appreciate if even if I use gold to asphalt their roads. I rest my case. This one here from Kujedu, Achimesium, and no fee and no debay. Sule Ewasunyani KTK. Ghana's problem as we speak is desperate former President John Mahama, considering his weird utterances after benefiting a lot from the Ghanaian taxpayer. Sule Sunyani no fee and no buy. The drivers protest on the fuel price issue. They should not be a fight for drivers alone. We should all join them to tell this government that we brought them to power to solve situations, but not to make it worse. That's Ablado Efia Kuma Zongo Takrade no Difi and or di by Mukala Jonas Adia from Kiri says upon all the several allegations and sweet talks by Mahama on this so-called thank you to all. The ground effect is that fear Mahama and save your life. Mukala Jonas Adia from Kiri. I personally don't understand former President John Mahama and the NDC leaders, because Ghanaians voted you out, but still you want to come back again. That's one here from KWASI, Asaman Kesi, and a free and buy. I would suggest that Ghana Health Service and the government put COVID-19 vaccines as compulsory to everybody in the country. Okay, fine. Could you trumpet? You want the COVID-19 vaccine to be made compulsory, that everybody should vaccinate? Okay, well, I'm sure that's what you're saying. Rainbow Kaswa says Ghanaians will compare and contrast Dr. Bawumia's intellectual digitalization lectures with Mr. Mahama's incompetent speech. Indeed, MPP has the men, Rainbow Kaswa, and Odifi, and Wadebaye. And to this one that says, what is our missing in action Vice President Dr. Bawumia stand about this LGBTQ+? Because his own lawyer, Akoto Ampao, is the one leading the crusade against the bill. That's Simon Azaleko from Agbogba EP down. I hope Mahama won't fall for the 1 hour media hype, because when it matters, this same media will fall in line with the NPP and the EC to cheat. I mean, when Alan steps out with his campaign, the media will fall in line because he's one of their own. Just consider the branding they gave even Anado. They'll all multiply by 10. So watch out. Today from Finland, if you know about Yauza Swami. One would have thought John Mahama was coming to discuss and prefer solutions to our problems in his yesterday's lectures, not knowing it was his usual rhetoric and throwing around unsubstantiated claims and half-baked truths. That's one here from Yauza Swami and Odifi and Odibai. Sometimes I find it difficult to understand JDM. Who doesn't know that all the hardships that Ghanaians are going through were orchestrated by you? We don't need him to tell us not to lose hope, because Ghanaians have already banked their hopes or in President Akufo-Addo. Yao Sankidi Taifa and Odifi and Odibai. Need 100.9.
Ghana Montie. Ghana Montie. Ghana Montie.
At the last reckoning, in the second quarter of this year, our total public debt stood at 334 billion Ghana cedis, representing a debt to GDP ratio of over 80%. And according to Fitch, this is set to rise in 2022 and reach 90% if no action is taken by 2023. This also means that the public debt has increased by 214 billion Ghana cedis from the 120 billion in January 2017. The debt to GDP ratio in January 2017 on the current rebased GDP was 56%. So how have we gone from 56% to almost 80% in 4.5 short years? Available data shows that Ghana's Eurobond debt of 13.2 billion is the third highest in sub-Saharan Africa. Expressed as a percentage of GDP, we have the highest in sub-Saharan Africa. That is, if you express the debt to GDP as a ratio of GDP, we have the highest in sub-Saharan Africa at a staggering 17.8% of our Eurobond debt. The consequence of this unbridled borrowing is that this year we'll spend over 35.8 billion Ghana cedis paying interest alone on our debt. Added to amortization, that is debt repayment of over 15.2 billion Ghana cedis. It means we'll pump 92.7% of tax revenue, amounting to about 51 billion, into debt servicing alone. With total revenue, both tax and non-tax, for this year projected to be 72 billion, we will only have 21 billion left to meet all other commitments after we have paid our debt service. And this 21 billion won't be enough to meet the public wage bill for 2021, which stands at 30.8 billion. The money left will be 21 billion, and our public wage bill is 30.8 billion. To bridge the gap between 21 billion and 30.8 billion, government must borrow more, and this will swell the public debt even further. International credit rating agencies have warned that if the situation does not improve, we could suffer further downgrades in our credit rating, and we could go as low as CCC for the first time in Ghana's history. Indications from government's own medium-term financial projections show that interest payments on our debt for the next year will reach over 40 billion, which will worsen an already very precarious situation. The debt overhang has been exacerbated by an unprecedented budget deficit of 15.6% and a primary deficit of 8%, including energy sector and financial sector payments recorded in 2020. The primary deficit is the clearest indicator of fiscal indiscipline. This extraordinarily large deficit needs to be financed through further borrowing. It was in a desperate effort to raise revenue to meet these obligations after squandering all the resources generated that government imposed a tall list of taxes in the 2021 budget, which have inflicted severe pain and suffering on Ghanaians. In effect, they punish Ghanaians for their own mishandling of the economy. The pain and suffering that these taxes have brought, leading to the rampant increases in prices of goods and services, stem directly from the gaping hole in our finances occasioned by the reckless election-related expenditure of 2020.
Well, so right, John Dramani Mahama, and what he said, well, Kasa Hodum say, we and 70 be ordered to draw, and I won't cry him say, Brian, I will be a pro boy, and thank you to all, and 70 be now we walk Kasa Fire Ghana car. And it's any Yama call economy, no say a cardi CCR, the Bay by MPP bar, Bamwi, or my barber pro canny be agree so papa, enya as em Ketuakura. Well, you're queen him the bankrat, and that's where Gusua yet to us. So, come on,
I was for the Baka time day to us here, Ghanaian times the Catafetos were doing what, and what I say a board of directors here, a dam minerals commission, and Womutu and among a call. Electro Ghana Limited, womu site ya, war ada. Na bra womu turu no. Titiri wa minerals commission ya. Womu oba penny awaya bote ma womu. Mrs. Barbara Watingesi, eti womu enim chief executive officer, Ora Martine yisi, enim pennyfo akwa nyina kopie mu wo ho. Na bra womu turu no. Penny pa wada Electro Ghana Limited ya no. Dr. Daniel Macaulay, your friend Magdan, eti wonumu awa too. Now, and wo Ramadan e ka kire wonum se tabi papa so pa uma so anya nanum de ne yie mu a oba adan ha num se yi a adan edru international esanza wo se entre a wo mutu wo honum no a eye papa na sa company yankasa eye Electrotem Ghana Limited no eye Ghana ni de se kron ne dia ya wonu nani so ade hunu ni se we be provide the principal interest was salt mining and akara industry and production of agrochemicals ediama Ghana adehye enya bi ato apart for so what they adan international no emebu na wo no be 1300 and wo mu nso anya adwuma wo mu aya na ni so ade hunu kura ne se wo be san creative jobs ni bi di aka ho tabre ade a wo man ye won totode wo ho aya adwuma ani wo na mabunu ni ani bi ye enti wono se woda wona na ni so ade hunu ni so wo be creative jobs bebre na youth ni bi anya bi aye nanso okwa dan wa enipekuo kakra bi interest nti da bia na masomje ama ho na wo ana Mrs. Barbara Watidesi oya person ma minerals commission eda na se kate ne se wo aban mampani na na dedan kwa kufuado wo sa no bose obe protect na djuma oye no na ademfaso de ade aba na se nipekuma bi no a wo mo tete djumadi a wodie ne de ende onka na kuma ntu ne yam aba na nim kwan a wode wo mo befa so chief executive officer mineral commission Martina yisi ono so de bitu aso a obo magdana baso ta wa ya ade pa na support bia wo behia na ne tumedie edimu no eya ade a aban ede mama no a tumedie no ekoso kama ewo adan ho na endra the bokrata daily guide enim ho awade aba and what I say stuff way your friend no Reverend Dr. Isaac Owusu Bempa ono no ye sofu pani a wada glorious word and power minister international no what as a court esa chi no bio na bra posifo ete no no afa de e ba kono na wogina court wa no mu die no that we must say we instigating threat of death against fetish priests 10 evangelists Patricia Wodro Krante okonfo agrada enu se krom de stade no court domtene ni kura na ye hana efia owusu a apia wono no watene mu a wayeye na afa de womo sande charge foforo kura asande atono so ebre ja no apɛ immediately ena womo arrest no we dey say a dramatic fashion one womo sande no court wa dum yo circuit court na woni mensa ofori right betie kwabenanya ako na na tampon na brown ena kwame mebra nso ka ho na womu fesi yaso womu fesi total 11 count of conspiracy aya offensive conduct bia aya breach peace contrary to section 207 Criminal and Other Offences Act, threat of death, abatement of crime. Sa nyoma nyina no, womu plead guilty. Na womu lawyer ni a wotita di agi womu. Aye lawyer Gary ni makomafo. Wonu no wogire mu katira court no say my lord. And some amodi ato mensa ofori bright betie kwabenanya ako na na tampon na brown kwame amo wahene nana ene software wusu bempa so no womunya guilty ewo ho enti wodibeti ya ewo court wo no wo court sentence no eye loss ni nyina no wo court no wodifria no wode aba no wodifria no wode aba enti ame school ya no a wo kan wo judge no so aka wo kan prosecutor no so aka efi so okay sa na tie dia yama wonum belia aya 100,000 bail and ya dia to mutiri so etire wombesa begina court obio na ko edua esafata no
okay
omo atiabo
right so Kobra Ghana Education Service nyom dia ba betu dwa no chese so let me just read this one na konko ye tintin bi akura na me fan wan Anope Enfameti for Management of Ghana Education Service, GES, wishes to remind particularly candidates, teachers, heads of basic school, directors of education, and the general public that the 2021 Basic Education Certificate Examinations, BECE, will start from Monday, 15th November 2021 to Friday, 19th November 2021 at all the designated 2,158 centers across the country. Management of GS wishes to congratulate all 571,894 candidates involved for their hard work and fortitude so far, and to also express its profound gratitude to all teachers, heads of basic schools, directors of education, parents, and guardians, and all stakeholders for the crucial roles they have played so far in preparing the candidate for the examination. Candidates, invigilators, supervisors, school authorities, teachers, and parents are advised to desist from any form of examination malpractices. Apo, you should desist. GS, WAEC, and the security services are working jointly to ensure the smooth conduct of the examinations at all the centers across the country. Enti Kwabena?
Abusuafo adia kwasika ye aya Ghana Education Service for krata wo mu de pia bonten na krata no wotra se BECE Basic Education Certificate Examination no wo mu sase awrade yadom a edadwada ende ya me no kase ye Thursday ya wada wo efiada ye wotena memenda ye nati kwasiada nso ye nati ne dwada no a eba no one woman say and so no ase enti montie ne ye na enam say BC in sorry baba ase enti Ghana Education Service ka tre wo mu edi mu akotene nyina say that 2021 Basic Education Certificate Examination no obi anto ne won free apo ho examination more practices na Ghana Education Service nam sa kwanye so declare pia bontia say kesi so dua bi o say edadwada November day tosu edunum 15th and womu sase na womu de akwakowie edafiada ne da etosu edunkron 19th no enti muntie o edwada Monday edikosi Friday and womu tre ensahwe no na womu wie ewo centers yahudu a womu ato apete Ghana mantem no a 2,158 Ghana Education Service person of akwanye so no wakatra nkwada we mo kwakotra nzare we mo ya impim enum 571,894 candidate na ekwakotre afa muntie biewe management Ghana Education Service ya no epese ofasa akwanye so kaka mo a teacher way headmasters ye directors of education any man saying nyina say and so that no say etuada November day tosu edunum ade akosi ni fiada November day tosu edunkron our centers yahodo a wo matretre ni nyina ya pese afa akwanye so niamam congratulations you 571,894 candidates ya why to maden eba betron social a teacher for headmaster directors mo amudi mo akotena abatan akoni asaso amoboa ema nso hetre akoso afa adisuafo no ankasa candidate no ene wo mo abeso enso no tere so administrators supervisors school authorities teachers ni parent nyina wo mo ka tere mo se ade ba ko a wo mo kire aye apo enti Ghana Education Service no waye security service nyina ka bom ara se enso tere no ebe koso kama ya aboni bia enkosie supervisors ni invigilators ni nyina nso make sure say COVID-19 safety protocols no wo mo di super pepe enti parent ne candidate ye general public ye ya pese ya fa kwanye so katere mo say BC nso no amoko akotere no ehun krata asam ene ehun kitahudie nyina wo mo ato ade amane mo ya mamu nyina etire nkwa ya mamu de friend say good luck no esa mamu sasasio ade peso Cassandra Tumampofu aya head public relations unit and what the krate pia bonte
Need 100.9 Ghana Montie Jumedie so nti we dia mo nyina chinkwa jode ye be na chese BC so hwe no shase wafa se wakwada wusiene bi tworo bi ayemane kwa papa ankora no monyere mu husua de na monkonkotwa na apo no emmoamo na yeda so agusu se ebra no ne ebo ene ne bi de mamo omampanyi dada John Dramani Mahama enra nsem a wode tu dwa wakasa fa ye adwuma ai ho aye din e wo man hanom say unemployment wonsem yentie no.
Unemployment continues to plague our country, and it is clear this government has no sustainable plan to address it. The Bosch-NAPCO experiment has proven not to be the pathway and the means to an end. We need to come together and face youth unemployment head-on. And I have said previously that we are prepared to cooperate with government to go into a jobs and youth employment summit so that we can all bring our ideas to bear in easing the problem that our youth face. The NDC's 1 million Ejumapa jobs creation plan, the free technical vocational education and training and national apprenticeship programs as contained in our manifesto are still relevant and available for this government to draw on for implementation. We will not take any copyright fees. If well implemented, we can create an average of 250,000 jobs every year for the young people of Ghana. In our manifesto, we also provided plans to make Ghana a 24-hour economy with 3 shifts of 8 hours each. Our plan was to aggressively diversify our economy, provide more public sector jobs, enhance productivity, and add value to our products for export. This would answer Goal 8 of the Sustainable Development Goals, that is decent work and economic growth. When I recently addressed the African Economic Congress, I urged Africa to engage and incentivize technology companies to focus on neglected areas and sectors that will impact the lives of our people, such as agribusiness and health. Further encourage fintech companies to show more differentiation and diversification instead of the seeming over-concentration on creating only payment platforms that are high-yielding today. I believe, for example, that telemarketing and online internet shopping will continue to offer opportunities for our youth in the distribution value chain. These are not things that I talk about in a vacuum. They are well thought through and structured solutions ready for implementation. On pages 41 and 42 of the abridged version of the 2020 People's Manifesto, we have laid out comprehensively how a digitally functional economy will be developed, among others, build on the infrastructure needed, train and create jobs, ensure expanded financial inclusion, introduce next generation agriculture, cybersecurity, among others. To further reduce the burden of unemployment, this government has a unique opportunity in the 2022 budget statement to lessen the tax burden on small and medium-scale businesses. They must be allowed to grow, to become more innovative and expand their employment generation capacity.
Wow. So, ejuma hu asem na omampanyi dada John Dramani Mahama no de tujia wo kan unemployment hu asem na wo chese wo twen wo mabie ana wabie no pon ato onom si a wo hwese aban ebeba no mato adwen nia wo so metimi ama mabunu atichi wo munye ejuma ye ya ye ho akwa ho chie mu achese make say ejuma hu asem aye diamaya wo kasa efa unemployment ho eno ano this asem de tujia ene ni bi ni abo ama no ma men kan madwen chere bi na yen call ye ni mo I'm saying I will urge all MPP delegates together and to support those that are vying for positions and on there no said about now this one here also says it is time the Ghanaian media educate the citizens on the important national issues instead of wasting expensive airtime on visionless, greedy, and empty noise making. That's former President John Dramani Mahama, Boatin, Denmark. Amisco Spelele Wakaswa, desperation doesn't win elections, but good policy initiatives. So Eja Mahama must tell us his alternatives and stop the lies and propaganda Amisco spelele di fikaswa ena odi eno edbaye. Nana Ekuamwa Boatin Ablekuma Central. Say good morning, Chrissy. Good morning. Yesterday I heard John Mahama Beasley ranting as if he has never ruled this country before. He thinks we've forgotten the hardship he took us through, and he's now trying to make us believe that he is the best alternative. Nana Ekuamwa Boatin. Eliasu Ewo Eye Tamale. We see thumbs up to the driver unions for listening to Voice of Wisdom by putting on hold their planned demonstration today. Well, it wasn't demonstration, it was actually strike that they were planning to embark on. Indeed, government, as a listening one, may address their concern in the next week's budget presentation. Hey, you are in government, right? Eliasu, hey. Teacher Constitution Warrior say sometimes when I hear the voice of former President John Mahama talking about the economy, I begin to laugh in capital letters. Ha 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 ha. JDM advising Nana Danko and Baumia. That is Teacher Constitution. And Odia no so by. And Kuma first watching my Rebi was say the NDC and other opposition parties have testimony that our President Nana Danko Akufo-Addo government has done massively well in terms of economic system. That's one here from Ankuma Foster and Odia Nufi Chimayi by now. Ejabata Ewo Adenta. This government is dishonest. What they campaign against is what they are doing now. High cost of living, too much taxes, corruption, nepotism, insecurity, power outages, etc. Ghana has retrogressed speedily under the corrupt, autocratic, illegitimate NPP government. Ejabata Adenta Nodifi in order by Sofmami or Domiosi. The incompetent Mahama can go to heaven and under the sea. Ghanaians will never give NDC the power again. Sofmami, Domi, and Odifi Nodibai. If you listen to the rebuttal, the actual words against the sentiments of our Catholic Bishops' Conference by the Communication Director of the NPP, it is most disturbing. They should tell Catholic Bishops' Conference the difference between these two regimes, NDC and the NPP. Alhaji Willie P. Efie Kuma and Odifi Nodibai. Ibrahim Apentin wa Shaiman. However, Kwesi, JDM only went to lament yesterday without giving us any alternatives. That's Ibrahim Apentin. Hit FM Suno Asugwe Mikase Jumedie Eye Lufat. Woman ma so ase and our tea and can anope. Mienda Lufat ase. Yamra nyanko enim.
The show wa eja oba ene nkonkron dim.
The groom is sick.
What?
Malaria.
Malaria. Lufat.
Injija woman malaria and kawon to them. Lufat, a malaria drop a cope.
And now you may kiss the bride.
Entrance Pharmaceuticals and Research Center. And I Lufat. Lufat, a two malaria sententem.
FDA, Ashasa, a Jedi Kratway Ajatum say.
Yanko enim yanto aso de bon krata na nano pay and ya wo November ne de to so edu baako Nit FM Ghana Montie dwumadie ye frame KWASI ABOAGYE menam di dwumadie o chiame kwabena mafo kam ho boaking kan de bon krata no de amaye enti ensem ne bin fi de bon krata no kwabena
yo abusia for daily guide krata fa to so nsia what the aban waters Ghana ba penny first lady Mama Rebecca Akufo-Addo and one no great ye a hostel. Yeah, woman de be house tedrenia. Woman call a treatment our cancer. And a parent no one casania for. A 54-bed sunshine hostel ya. First lady no one casa and was established here. A Rebecca Foundation. A work for the teaching hospital. Now way I the kind cry will be a nye bida. Na mama trasa papa so pa uma so nya nanu de ye mua. Cancer terrain to womu kwati aya sha womu bra pa baby ombeda kura na ya asem enti we ya womu ba besie aya cancer hostel a yesie wie ya ebeboa na womu ebekwa kwati aya resa ewo cancer mu no nso enya baby a ye be kura wonum kama over kwesi kobra
Mamindi san come away na Asemba kwa Ababeto Dra, leave the girls alone. MP tells opportunist men. Mrs. Patricia PJ, member of parliament for Asokwa constituency. Na ona we da simu akwa baba ni TFM so anope. Na story there wo hwe headline na chese ahemfo no mu nya ma no ayi nkwada mayo ano ahemfo na utu omfo yi
Asa so there a compact catching age because and na ye go mu sa our central akwenya bebre ana yema bebre so na maneba so but ye after you to a man of by ye mema here jawo was UN FDA for intervention of the central region na one focus our man so ye two man but again the watch should move a teenage pregnancy. You become using a man. Now, you should move not try yourself. And yet, and Quada, our peers, one and all when you say. And Quada, if you are one more mamma, put my woman, I walk on here, will see. Or Tony and Mam. Now, Papa, me, or she did them. Not what them. 5 cents for the money. Go on then, would you say, I was up, what's a fuck up? Yeah, and what is you now? Much you see, Mr. Copper. If it's yeah, and now, almost 24, I hear we won't say be better to Obama. Oh, fresh, I've got a show. Who's was so. And I'm a what's a bishop? What's that? And when you said you are I think the idea of them, but I have woman said no, I want more war. So a day, you could die ever. Emma, I got a boy that was a 50 or so a year. If it's a ocean, I see, I know ocean. Odia after because we not when you dear and now confidence now or the best picture with you. I can't believe it. A clear here especially at them. The you treat the move. Treat the move, but yet you can't even manage. The see a dream for a criminal, they will be a black boy. The yet don't know that I will be there yet the Babin and everything. And I had the be and Yamada. And then she won't say, the benefit of you all. I didn't, and I said it after a second number because the numbers in my year can. And yet between the ages of 10 and 17. What one of us here with S.U.O. Bravo? See, I was sick. You might be down. My dear, to buy. You bit too so I did have one what they are more money.
Well, me assure say in comedy member penfo ye di say anope by now o ma so mama no a mo twetwe ni ne kaka ho but we ye futupa e na o de ma entie so
when you it's safe and I said okay so baby no I look at the fact that but you see what I come and master me I know because yeah and I come and master
inti mema na ha mo penfo yi
oh yeah
oh here
and we are there but
mean to you honorable Enkoda yi wo mo come on say enkoda no bi so aye se o mo so mo pe o.
And no, they are no men can't just compare because of the physiology of human beings. A blue brow wound have or baby a war, a brain was assuming we have this. But yeah, and the extra war, yeah, one the blue tablet was up choke. Because that's what, yeah, a man might be to the dear dance to say, the man the one, and I'm Mr. Catcher, the rules of bad, Anna. When said, I should say, and go. See, every children, and you a bad boy.
Okay.
Bad boy, they're dashing.
Wow, you better ask me. Just with the food to you in a bit, you know, supreme. Tiano Pierre Dasepan, I mean, sure, honorable. Okay. Honorable Patricia PAG, member of Parliament for Asqua constituency, and only D and Common. Kwabena, to the way a food to pa.
Question mene or dame cra. Yeah, deliberation. And or no cracker say, beya. As unquala, you know, and penny from Van Quala, dear common timbranim. Oh, because Nancy age nears and 16. 16 a year limited. Let us say, Yapim. When common timbranim cacrat, say, woman in tem. Woman in temper, a be 9 years no abundance, a be 8 years no abundance, a be say no abundance, and the year nan quomo. Age, you know, said the constitution here. Womuba Kakrabi, I can't one and Kaya because woman in them. Woman in them.
Okay, really, no comment. Trust me, Kwabena.
I was here for the Bakata Namigusua making. I got about penny a dime for fair Westy. Ewo Kodebu Teaching Hospital diama cancer for a dino pa waya dia was say abasobodie ewo ba penny Rebecca Ekufuado man penny na na de dan kwa Ekufuado Mr. Lomote na yire enono na afei wasa dia ba de boka tem no watasanra emra sebe de fie second deputy speaker and KWASI amanetina konyam what one mo na boten ete waka mbrasebejafo no na mbrasebejafo ayeso mu wa coffee shop o enti omu num wi a omu beba what wa no wasa kan omu nso no wasa kan omu nso ensampa mbrasebejafo ekodi hu nkomo ya ebimpo eye finance minister budget ya wode ba etuo bi aseso omu wevo edi free niyama bi so ni nyina aseso omu kwadi hu nkomo emrasebejafo ya ama enti ama emrasebejafie pa womu kwatena se a womu di nkomo no eno nso womu san tu sheda na eha speaker pa ena speaker kura ka se emrasebejafo ena nso mwansan ama emrasebejafie bio na tie brofo kasa speaker yusu de ba emrasebejafo ne honorable members. I think this house is embarrassed. The cameras are on us. We deliberately suspended the house for 1 hour just to make sure we get the numbers. Yet we could not make up the numbers. I've counted and counted and counted. We still don't have the numbers. Into Mr. Speaker and Yapa. Now, Kojo Ponkroma, and what they are to do with the Bokata daily guide the Catafe Tosunsia. A brow and then some truff wooding Kitaudian, what I say. Ya brand busiabo. There be a near Quabritania Quabobisia. But this budget Yabano. Revenue, you better net to Ogana here. You better net to Ogana Yanti. A tuano and Kakran Crabeba. Said ya baya, Papa so a pound muscle and Yanude. Ya did this gay our mayor, and ya de boy and Ubra. What the aye ye no one why? Enti ebraso say ye to me generating more revenues our Ghana heya ten said the be a back Bobisiano. And definitely, Yabaya.
Now, Bosia Bono, in fact, woman can occur na ye who at the end said, send your man for all kind AB and net Democrat, and him the 4 year kind said, Ghana CCR. In fact, there's a story here on page 21 of Daily Graphic. Or say no IMF bailout despite debt size. Finance Minister. Now, kind of story now. Who said Institute for Statistical, Social and Economic Research (ISE) for NSMB or more cancer. And yeah, ISE Kwampo. Asem we are making yeah ISE Kwampo said. CCR Ghana ye call Euro bond market ni adie ye kwa kopebu sian boy. Ye chese senya ye kan be bi e wono. International bond market ni world market ikura no. O san kwa kope bia ba be kan wa ye servicing of our debt no yasem esan se u kinkan a eno o mu kirekire mu a ye sika dodo na no wan hwi a ni nyina ye de be ko bosuabo interest na e wo no. So if you read the story, for instance, or graphic map, a report by the Institute for Statistical Statistical, Social and Economic Research (ISE) showed that the country will use almost half of this year's revenue to service interest payment. A kaya diano interest was a tuona insumuna was one. One way as Sika Benya Nina Mufacrano. Yedebetia about insihuno.
And over questionata say a tuano cra yadibi bekamwa bejino. See a jikura riempa yabasa dia kwakotiaka.
Yeah. And this issue about say CCR no yeah international market kura kwa bobesian enya dia ebetimi aboa na enye yi
wa kwesi na euro bond no aya ye kwa ye nya bie no wo se Sam George na aye
and say me so matro sa asem
wo se wo se wo ko euro bond market ya na nko wo ko akopesika de aba na ye nya bi enti wo se Sam George na aye
enti the Democrat no dia na wo kan minim enadodo na
when Ukraine was say, this assurance came when debt level has hit 339.9 billion Ghana cedis. Now, our faculty with the Kabebe way,
so government seeks to mobilize more domestic revenue. And Sikana, Abain Sika, Wohiano, next year, no, Dodo na Wahesa, Obenya, or Mem, Obenya. Sikado do wo mamudia na that means that one or the begu asu me ba
excellent Americano akojo upon kromanso aka na tese eto no a ye tete wo Ghana ha no ye de bi beka ho ye yagye no a eno a na ye de bi beka ho
because that is one key way aban ebetimi enye sika wo mamu ha no
yes over kwesi kojo upon kromakra na wan to say obe enhance domestic yani ankasa ye haya any abeji one beji afri yani aye ho
I see
enti de ye tua no definitely ye besan atu eto ni bi ba beguso yeah
na offer graphic page 22 now story back da hormo see Guta advises against new taxes in 2022 budget enti you to tun say Guta for asema wo kan say 2022 budget here be there abai more for taxes ni bi mo more for new taxes be am account na Dr. Joseph Kweku Obeng President Maguta kwabra ma menini kodi nkomo kra doc oti ankan mo akwa baba ni TFM so
mejoso around
so graphic asemo eda hoyi se mu ma futuo se tuofo frode adabraka 2022 budget die enka ban hwe na onfa tuofo fro enfa mbasa na mo kan no Guta na tuo nsu di obi beka se eno ni aban titru wodi pe revenue wodi pe sika o
na wanna say yamo your homoden into ayeto the extent with which we can also absorb say ye betimi anya hoden ne yesu ye betimi atua no eno so na esi etimi hwe ho ye ne ye tua to no yakoye kuma bi pe eno ti asema ye kacha ba ne say to na ewa ha dada no ye nhwem na ya ntra ya kwabam na wo mo a so obutua to no ye dawson si ye dawson ye tua ebeboa yen na yes aka say loopholes what system dawson ye wo hwe warehouse and what ma nkɔfo akra deɛ ba bebrebe gu warehouse wo ne wɔn twi fam wɔhwɛ free zones hɔ nom a wɔn ɛkɔ in the guise of manufacturing a wɔn export to other countries na wɔn asa deɛ bɛwura mu ne na wɔn tua toɔ wɔhwɛ goods a yɛsi yɛde kɔ landlocked countries te sɛ Burkina ne Mali ne mu saa nneɛma nyinaa wɔduru Kumasi a anaasɛ sunya ne wɔ baabi a ne wɔasan ayi nneɛma no adi agu hɔ na wɔde container na saa aba saa nneɛma no nyinaa no ɛyɛ leakages ase yɛto ɛbo ase progo a ɛbɛma aban no revenue paa sɛ wohwɛ tax exemption policy a yɛaka firi bonsupani pɛ so ɔno no sika yɛsɛ no wɔ tax exemption no ho ɛnyɛ sika ketewa na wɔn nso a enjoy tax exemption no ɛyɛ companies akɛseɛ a wɔn wɔ capacity so betumi atua toɔ wɔn na enjoy saa tax exemption the saa nneɛma no ɛna yɛsɛ aban sɛ wɔnhwɛ no plug because they see no businesses are under distress. The council are not to be a growing yeah, so much distress. The effects of COVID, are so much. Now we say after COVID, 2020, no, yeah, my buying a book because of COVID, stimulus package. You say once 2021, you buy, a buying at the tool, introduce new taxes. Yeah, Chidom, the previous year. And he once taxes for the buy now. Ya more one po. No, some yes, I quite anymore. Yes, to be as I can't start to with their businesses into me. What prices? Prices of goods and services in the market. Because when commodity prices are because of the effects of the COVID. Free charges, free charges that you come once the piano. With that trivia with the year, Jumano, acquire with you here. Confess, no, not carpet me for near my bear 2 containers. This time more for just 1 container because it's kind of person Calducotono. This would be so and also reduce quantity auto. Upa a half port charges and the shipping line charges. So, apart so. Sometimes be you be paperless, urban. Vice President in the Economic Management Team. Yes, Sonny taxes, ports and charges, fees and charges. What port no? Yes, Sonny so 19 items. Yes, Sonny ni now so the barber 12. That way, I thought sorry, I could do 18 different taxes and levies. Yeah. Now, about the trading community, no that's a budget in I'm satisfied all levels of the economy. Now, so and try what a vibrant piano. That's a chrono, a new so.
But, Doc, Niaguta Moking. Any near a dada one crater, do na Neomo Kawas and fast statement, dear Damanima, or share ye page 2. Na doc making kind of cratcher, we said, send your good amoka, move to a buying for new taxes. I say, and ya dear Mubenya Sadia way, and ye, because, or see, government seeks to mobilize more domestic revenue. Said, I fear another coming year, no, I buy her said. Sikado na obenya de ben puntundwuma wo mam hanu sei no obenya fi o mam hanu sei no so ba another taxes into kind story now starting from paragraph 3 no see in an interview with a session of the media the Minister of Information Kojo Oponkroma suggested that as demands for public services such as the construction of roads and hospitals increase, one of the ways government can bring about development is to mobilize more domestic revenue to establish or to enable it satisfy the legitimate needs of the people. Quote, obviously, we would need to introduce some new broad-based taxes if we are to rake in the needed revenues to deliver what our people desire. New taxes may have to be imposed on items that exclude the poor and do not have high cascading effect so that it does not increase the difficulties that the Ghanaian is going through. End of quote. Sir,
yes, no, say innovation. If you answer, they are working. Me need to me a change. Answer what share we say the poor also air suffer. The consuming public air suffer. Anything that what on about to go to soon the west and the carefully. So obey your crown areas to say you mining equipment in this machinery you tobacco near drinks luxury things and money honky kahon and now we be one more two or more boys and no more accelerator. And you knew as some could be a but
no nipa dodo be say nipa dodo saying because nipa dodo saying is idea
me pacho walk asano was say one more pet a kwanya one would be enhance the revenue collection on the already the domestic taxes na ho no eti kwanya yetimi di enhance no kwanya ubetimi the abroad in tax net no amani probably etimetia and don't see one option it one canon so they say well the new taxes be so someday, business is powerful here. No, it shouldn't be even prudent for government itself to package taxes.
Dog, my main candidate was say new taxes may have to be imposed on items that exclude the poor and do not have high cascading effects, so that it does not increase the difficulties that the Ghanaian is going through. So, as Mbusane said. Enyama be na abeka se eno de wenyama wenye hiafo na yusu enti de to no eto so a enya de abeka hiafo no e na de pa na ye betimi de ehu se okiwa nyama we nim se no de eyesikafo de enti esikafo no omo do so ahe aban se o mobilize more revenue a obetimi nim eno so asembisa.
Well, so what's me and me kasa say bia wo mo a wo mu two minds a wo mu sika twetwe bia utika kakraka wo mu nya no ne bia wo de ne mining equipment ba na ontua hwe na me wo de car ba na wo tua bibia it should tell you that those areas no and wo mo hwe na wo metimi atase wo kakra that's it's an innovation. It makes sense. And because and you may do on my yana say and yet essential commodity to say be a war no sack and sun board in on account tobacco and then you may be a impede on a harmful to our health and on account. It is selection there. Nesanka no pre a minister and no a babemu. But be a you did a 12 bianeso a rice and so they say on a benchmark a man for can hear debate so we didn't need flu on the count. See a quasi flu as about to young, a jadi for as about to young, your jadi enough the Becqua pay. That's the last last straw that is holding it. To Womokotoche and no now one more frozen chicken no more sugar no more then edible oil electrical cable which is very essential and on one more target to say one more a very reverse event match now a bear hard game palma first no who's a near they say duty board in sa the best cosa every noon ama because already no free charges and quano Emma your whole train well commodity prices and our cost no whole train charges fees and charges at the port free 12 items I could do 90 as 18 items ni na ba peso and this the anxious many now so me see you better pay so in any case it's sometimes the crown or gonna hire way. If you can crown a buying a generating if not expenses and also no are you way too much. It is can be a brand piano who was at and so no it's boss you're prone down say share your priority areas. Na ya sonne ya expenditure so na nko yesi bia ya pese ye bibia ye de so bibia bu so bia de pasa sika ya be pa de dan ma na expenditure part no e continue the same way e boy ye free bibi value for money the sika no ba ye to be tia na se bia ade a ye to no 10 cedis ya kotono 1000 cedis sika no enso yen ensure value for money no nke ka one you say somebody or man who have here we no nke ka one you be prudence with the expenditure pattern. It's as simple as that. You bet you're very prudent. There was a these are our priority areas. Share so near value for money. The car as you be NSC and this car you're over bloated. I don't take home. You just had your benny now come on. And you bet me, I'm a dear economy, no, I'm a ABOAGYE now. Yes, I do. And one is a you keep spending. Now you keep at the 20 billion or so. Because you're competitive in the suburbs now. Because on say to see a crowd, you're competitive. Who's your man, and animal, Kotogo, they be our Cotoniama. Eba, Togo Cranium, what when you're manufacturing country. Togo Craniama. I didn't a Ghana for the Bia, Yamay, Yamaminum, and on the Kawan, your Kotogo, Yedia 20 years, hard currency, the Kotogo, near Cotoniama, and Yama, yes, some change me club because the Ayaya Club, cost of doing business, no high. It won't mean to. No matter says, can the court, Togo, Wakoto, nobody called Nigeria, Koto. Yaja Saniaman. Business and so any year.
Okay.
Yes, you're very competitive.
Okay.
Now, duty, no, and non to count already. It is a benchmark to Omkotote, never. The paper said the near duty board, you did with board, and I say, what is our 7 bill? One thing.
And Doc, near Pressa Ocheguta Mochene said, a bino entre Natabaimu. Now, one pair innovative ways, no find ye a year to one, not Mount Cotam at 12 Flobia and Farmer Miguel of Susabri.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now, after year, sure, value for money. Scano, a bar, a throttle bar, a pioneer, your best watch, your bad guide, no. A man's can yes, a beer, a year when you pop out could be quartam no Pudubi, now a beer for supply beer, Kabia will bet me a beer, $100,000 maybe I get the command bear 1 million. Another says, to me, sure, value for money. It's a input a finance minister, input a coin. Yes, at least one provide 1 page. I want a budget reading no more. The mechanism one no put it in place what the branch your value for money. The track
okay.
Because scamming if you are one bit me, the scammer about to one now for the same practice. If you are tell your number, a diamond you see, you say, if you are empty and because I could be 200,000, but my sister, you are normal car. You are buying with you a best 700,000. 10 year man, and then the year bane of our economy. And no, and Emma, you see, can you come home as cano, and so young.
A man for we are.
And then you come home as cano, and so young. See, I said, you did ye subject innovative way be, and ye team scrutinize and monitor the expenditure. Get me, yes, enough for you ensure your priorities. You look at these are our priorities. Then when you say, "Yeah, Kosoha Kaka, yeah, Kosoha Kaka," now acquire the precacy, be a very valuable, be Musupra Wusha, then you're valuable. Be a Tipan, your better your pro down, your expenditure pattern. They say, baby, I'm prepared, so you could do no, they could do no, because your authority measures, COVID and quite the effect of COVID is there. Businesses are suffering. And it will be pay so I say businesses into authority measures, and the prudence in the management of the economy itself. That's what we have to do now. So the situation you agree. Saying that your expenditure pattern and want to count your vehicle. Saying you're making sure you ensure value for money. Somebody are come with scanner airbano. Because we share a benchmark value you did buy from 2019 if we start about benchmark value no buy government is within a revenue target all the year or every time. If you go use I don't know as an example, say benchmark buy, mean a target when you are so bad because they be able to achieve target. It is the only thing is you bet me ensure value for money and then prudence in the expenditure. That's it.
Yeah, that's it, Doc. I'm paying you shop, Papa.
Yeah, that's it.
Dr. Joseph for being a president, ma. Ghana Union Traders Association, good eternity, a Jedi Foku Batine, and the Nino Dean Kowa, Asema Moka, one more A2 are buying for, almost your more advice on the ma buying. On my advice, Nina, and say, I buy almost Remua, almost I buy. Say, I buy 2022 budget, dear. when one find new taxes be and fan ba elsewhere ana ba konso kinkan a aban ese afie die ana afie fufure ba be wure mu no budget no ni oye ne se sika wo pe de be yempuntunwuma e wo man ha bi ti sa akwan hospitals ene ne ka ho ni nyina no obomoden se domestically just say ya ye be pe wo man ha no se ya nkobusua bobia ya nkonkogina be bia mfa ye kura ne nkosresre na ukinkan ya na chese senia orakujo upon kroma banchi ami no cheche mu no se ne ba ne sanso dia na chese taxes fufuro new broad based taxes bi ne de beba o
of kwesi manjine ya mese wa ho se to no ya jeje ne sen na se loopholes no a sika no fam anwunu gu no se ya nsisi no a ya bekwaso age to sa amanioma boa ye de esese bebi a loopholes no a sika no fam gu wo mu awia ade a ye kwato no 1 cedi ne ya se ye kwa kwato no 10,000
Mesa ba kwabena ni edi nkomo bi na meni honorable George Kwabena Obin Tachi mrashe bejuni ojina ya manson kwanta were tax expert na san komo ye pese ye jika krefi ni honom se honorable ya dase mu akwa baba Neat FM so anope so gutafo so omo etu abanfo omo advice aban se 2022 budget ne de omo shira aban se 12 fro de new taxes de aban nkebe ya adabraka mo mfa eto fufuro bi amfa mma na odia no so toto asemba akwa de bokrata ne dodo na aka ho asem eye aban kasamafo aban chiami urakojo oponkroma ensem bi a wo kan no de atodwa se afie eye afie besi mu 2022 budget ne de aban puntunwuma a wobeye ne nyina no revenue sika wo pe no hwese dodo na obenya ewo man mu ha no mu sei na se benya so dia na tese se wo de new taxes bi ba new broad-based taxes so whatever. To say komo yi.
Yo menya madawasi. Na bechi ake phone da so say anope ni mo we komo. Mize nye bufro. Semi mo tin komo efa etoje ho. Na everyone na yebe sa so ayo. Emfa wo say yaba parliament agree mu. Media yake ni bet the amount nya so mo tin ni ho sim cha wo so yo mamba. I was a good chat for the chair who channel. Also, check a tone kind. My brown for the agency. Now, if I want to make media would be there, as I was said yesterday, take the general at all. Then chair in the and mammy and son numbers and a deal for Argentina or Manchester. Or Mamba Bia was a good chat for Edema and Nipa, what you say, only one demo are them. Only and she say yes. Don't for a mra, any amount for SI yellow. Company of Montuma. He says, in Yamas only picture what that to myself was all your mamba. You may be a woody piano, who try a 12 pata, at the Abana, what you know. Now, Abana, what you know, soon and I said, yes, on some fresh stay. Hey, the man, also Buha Ponta, and to whom you turn each chance, then your woman already is also a Buha Ponta. And the chapter of me and Sunday say, Woman, you must say. Omo hwehwe amanfo dwumadie omo die mu wo yi tua no mom die adwuma no saa efoni tua no ekofefefe adwuma ye die yo no ekofefefe omo ho akonta eno ne wo from the auditors and then ba ko ka ho sense special prosecutor saa adwuma kwimi no na hwehwe se etoje ni etojuma ye ai befefe saa mo mi nso wi pe ya o so ma ni nya na so kina adin da wata manfo tua to ye ne manfo na tia mo se tre Ghana po and the Yenya Sasway Brame who said, who Pimbeya or my Mupegini. Now on fire running yet, my Nina who talk, Ina Bambo. A toss me, ye look also Ina who Bamboni a hotona. Yes, as yet, but anyone soon in the chance or couple of president can say externality. A beer me a davin me chica, can a mute in the year. If you see but we see no carbon, a handy panel will move at your menu. I had in the value, the chat for my binding, yeah. Or semi chat for me the yes, ethnicity na may make my and agree, and also let us leave. And to also on Mamba Pira in yes, I didn't say. A tona would yem, is a who say, a dear may pen woman man. If I send me Yaho Bambo, security, a post 4 years, Juma, as your 4 years, Juma, at the Oma Omu Air immigration at the Mungina year, Bambo man. It was to be yes, I say, ye, because school, the Beko hospital, ye, ama saa many nyinaa wie pɛ ama yɛ nti saa ahobanbɔ no ho a ne ɛtua ho ka sukuu na yɛrekɔ no ho a ne ɛtua ho ka hospital na yɛrekɔ no ho a ne ɛtua ho ka akwan na yɛbɛ no ho a ne ɛtua ho ka ɛyi po no sɛ anyɛ pɛ a na ɔsɛ ɛbɔ besia na besia no ho a ne ɛtua besia no nsunsunsansoɔ ne sɛn na ɔpɔnkɔ ma ɛka sɛ ɔsɛ ɛyi po no so aban no a ɔmmɛni ho mmienu na aban no a ɛnya to ɛfata no amfa anyɛ adwuma a deɛ ɔtwa no ɛntwene sɛ ɔtua yɛde ma no no anyɛ ho akɔntaku sɛ ne fata a ɛtɔ no bɛtɔ sini bɛbɔ mmɛsi yɛma mbɛsia no bɔ no yɛyɛ no sɛ obi a ɔbɔ ɔbɛsia ma ɛhyehyɛ yɛ ama wo na wɔma wotumi a wokura wɔ no wate so wɔte sɛ sɛn yɛde sɛ woyɛ a wo no bɛgyeɛ no na wagye saa tumi no afiri mu nti berɛ a yɛ a woboro mmɛsia no a wogye nkɔfoɔ mboa no ɔbɛhyɛ nhyehyɛde ama wo sɛ woanyɛ wei a memfa mma wo ɛhɔ na yɛka biribi te sɛ ɔni di na mammerɛ bi brɛ yɛn na ɔhyɛ yɛn ne a ɛfiri sɛ yɛntumi ntua toa ma yɛandeɛ ho anka sɛ yɛyɛ mmarima yɛ ghanafoɔ yɛma no yɛpɛ ne yɛwie yɛn ho no sɛ obi ɛbɛgye saa de no so nti yɛma sɛ ɔmaa no te ase baabi akuro no sɛ ɛtoɔ no a yɛ a yɛtua yɛmɛsi yɛn ho sɛ ɛtoɔ no a meyɛtua no tiesɛ no adwuma a meyɛ no ɛso no ne deɛ metua no anaa yɛn nyinaa yɛtua no pɛpɛɛpɛ a nkaba mmɔ bɛsia da yɛn nyɛ tu pɛpɛɛpɛ a obiara ni hɔ a ɔnya anigyeɛ ɛwɔ asetena mu yɛde toɔ gye di agorɔ de deɛ yɛbɛka te deɛ mmoayɛ a ɛmmoa yɛn nti meka sia sɛ sɛ aban ka sɛ yɛnni a yɛte ɔma anim no yɛntumi ntua to fata a ɛyɛ nokorɛ saa yɛn nyinaa gye tom sɛ ghanafoɔ yɛyɛ adwuma no bɛtiri to ɛfata a ɛyɛ papaapa yi ɛtɔ so bi ma yɛka toɔ ho asɛm ne sɛ ɛtoɔ no nyɛ ɔmfa so ɔbɛnya nkwa a yɛde gye tuo adeɛ wei yɛ adeɛ ha adwene paa yɛfa ɛtoɔ gye sɛ ɛyɛ ka ɛtoɔ gye nyɛ ka ɛtoɔ gye yɛ odwuma a wɔyɛ no wokyekyɛ mu na gye bia ama aban sɛ wonya mfaso sɛ wonya mfaso ane kɔ sɛ kɛkorɔ ma mfato ho baako wokɔturo ma ɔse tua tit no nkyerɛ sɛ ade foforɔ bi ɛyɛ tit ɛdeɛ nti ɛfrɛ no tit ne sɛ odwuma bi a woti afe mu no nyinaa woyi mu nkyɛmu tu de akɔma waban saa bɛ no ahemfo bu Israel so no na asɔfo no ɛti Israel so no na ɔmɔdu mu nkyɛmu tu nti ɛkyɛ wo sɛ madi adi na ɔma anim no ɛnhwɛ ɔmfa so ansa ɔmfa so no bi no woyɛ adi a wodi na ɔma anim no wakwan a ɔnam so no suku no a wobɛyɛ korɔ no hospital wokɔ saa yɛ adiɛ na wokyɛ wɔ adwumadeɛ mu di nkyɛmu bi de bɔ waban na nka manfoɔ yɛ saa awiam a saa ka sɛ yɛde sikarama no na wɔyɛ amaa no ɔn so hwɛ sɛ wɔpu akontɛ fata sɛ sika de maa no ayɛ adwuma sɛ ɛyɔ ɛba ne saa na obi ako atɔ no ama wɔn nso sɛ wɔn de ɛkɔ nhwehwɛmu ahwɛ sɛ papa kodwo mɛnsa tɔn so otua no wayɛ adwuma nyɛ ɔpɛti ɔso otua to ɔpɛti mmienu wɔntua ɔpɛti mmienu otua ɔpɛ baako nti auditors ne wɔn mu a wɔyɛ fɛsɛ de no mɛteɛ no wɔn ayɛ nhwehwɛmu ho sɛ ampa na wɔn bɛntua no wɔnyɛ dɛmɔdeɛ wɔ na waka no korɛ sɛ ɛna ɔso otua ɔpɛ mmienu otua ɔpɛ baako na ɔpɛ baako aka no ɔso otua ɛnama mmiɛnsa amakan yɛn ne ɔmamufoɔ aban a yɛ a wɔgye to obu akontaa wɔn a yɛhwɛ mu emi yɛkuru sɛ yɛn a yɛtwa no yɛsi tua wɔn a wɔde sika no yɛ adwuma no wɔn ayɛ nsɛ na ɛfata no ɔman no bɛtɔn ama yɛ nyinaa ehu sɛ ɛyɛ toɔ gyina ɛdi ɔman sɛ kodwom bɛnsa kodwom fɔm bɛnsa ɛkɔm ɛka saa adeɛ na bɛsisa amanfoɔ sɛ wɔn yɛn tena kɔnkɔn ni ase yɛn nyino ho mfiri sɛ yɛn ho sɛ yɛpɛ sɛ ɔman no kɔ nkan anaa yɛpɛ sɛ yɛyɛ edie no wie pɛ wie anaa yɛpɛ sɛ ahobanbɔ no wie pɛ wie anaa sɛ bɛyɛ a yɛbɛdeɛ ho sɛ ɔmanfoɔ deɛ no yɛ saa kɔnkɔn ni ase nkɔmɔ ayɛ deɛ wɔn yɛn hwɛ no political na wɔde ba politics mu a obi ka ne sɛ ɛtoɔ dɔɔso a nkɛ mɔ besia ɛtoɔ dɔɔso a nkɛ nkɔba sɛ ebia ne yɛsi api ne sɛ ɔman no dwumadi a yɛdeɛ ɛtɔ si ni yɛkwan asɛesɛe yɛntumi nyɛ akwan no sɛ yɛtoɔ no ɛmmoro so saa ana ɛtiɛ
wakyɛkyerɛ mu kama hiahia ɛnti a ɛsɛ yɛtua toɔ ne ne yɛka ho but asɛm ne sɛ ne yɛbi bɛbusa ne sɛ and wokan utie doc Joseph Obeng guta asɛm a ɔmɔka ne sɛ yes ɛtoɔ no deɛ wɔn nyinaa gye tum sɛ ɛho hia ɔman bɛpa biara ne sɛ otua toɔ nti ɛnyɛ adeɛ a wɔn ɛka sɛ bi ɛtoɔ no ma aban fanba ne ɛka ho ba asɛm ne sɛ wɔn ahu sɛ nipa dodoɔ na ɛtoɔ no wɔn ntua ne ɛka ho nti nde bia na akɔ sɛ nipa kumaa bi na wɔn tua toɔ no nti sɛ aban ne sɔre no wɔyɛ okay mede toɔ foforɔ ba na ɛkɔ akɔ sɛ lazy man's approach pakwan so na wɔn ntua no gyegye wogyegye a ɛbɛma toɔ no nso akɔ soro but woyɛ sɛ wodeɛ ɔsɔdeɛ apɛ na mede toɔ foforɔ ba ɛno deɛ emwa eba ne saa already no mo anso no ye kon mu budada ntu saa ne foforo ba be ka ho a ense se obe bomodin ahwe na wo mu ntua no so yetimi tua no na de bia wo de no anse odi bi ba be gum saa eno ne ade o mo kan eno tew sen
Senior, pray woman say, Obi Okasa Sina or Bo Ubitin, Nika Bitin, Senipa, we will travel. Naka me what on the pie. Inchi 1 million travel. Obi was a social travel.
Bound around Pacho, where you need him, Pacho. I mean, ya take the bia penifo e moka. Se nipadodo mu tua to no o man hanu se no.
Me babo. But in terms of that from say Obi travel me through. Sebe ma fubinya ini bi sia de wo saji.
Okay.
Oni pe bia travel. Even the owu on po travel. Kaso say you will Obi a wo ko travel. Ai, and me show ade. Ama fubinya me so Obi a wo ko travel. Yetini eto ye gene wo mafudo mi. E free be say direct tax and the indirect. Direct tax na ye gene. E ben fere bi e chebi adin to mu chebi. Ahana ya mekan bi say ya sua no me dey sugbo ni wo makama ni na ayese e ya to. E so bi wo exemption on travel and then am na pass on travel. You can what can yi. E ka tell me say exemption in na ye demand go full o mu ye mu ni sane ni to kamela ma ko ya gini. Adin tell me to be travel. Exemption ko he encounter mo bibi. Enti will be named travel and man man kwatu mu travel. E to si bi mu won ko fu bi o makatwa mu nya no. Eni sika mu nya e wo fom pai. Enti boko sa mo ne aka ke so unya sika bi na mmuro ke bi so am travel and man man kwatu mu travel. Ya sa ka ke so maybe obi ye no. After benefit free sin we nya bi afọ me nya mu to ampa on travel. Is will be so from you school nya bi ansa enti emran ma nya bi mensa bi travel anya bo apaye so mu travel. Obi woni mo bi o ye go so travel no obokro no na ni kese o ma no na nyine to e mo no na e wi aja so sukata se shashi eni nti ma ye nti bi se e wo ko amamum ni eto ya gini mu a be bi ko fu wi ato kese pan e ye be bi a akontabu ni atrotro e wo fom akontabu ni de na kese de yen e bi obi ye adwuma ko hweta na dwum ni be bi ye bia no mu akonta yi eni ma so trot from you ku se o so ade dwumi no o so ade dwumi ensa and I say o ke dwumi ensa no wan tro ta until the recording akonta ko atusin ki bo about ko no mo kana so me be bo about ko sa fa we say wa bra yen the right recording yen mu akona pa no eno na ma of to yen e se pa no eno ko yin chat on eno en na me ka de bia say e film be tintin na bod uru say digitalization ya ye kan was ya na bo me kan was enya kwa so man be digital and our character so we nan efa digital yi mu a ontimi ya eni ndo so ma fu na me ni pere ho yes idea and we tell me that the phone you be very very because this character and ye it man because what the character no ko dia the coordinate between ni ye na only fa ifidie mu ye record bi bia o cap event mi nyira and when the bo magana it me start no say in pen chat for no and na ma kwase be bi mu tua and the bisu bokro no e wo man sana akoyi e di mchimika se obi chat on sinyi and the friends indirect taxes no and if you twa wu you go to you see the back and so see the back make to them say you no born me no important and so to be say see back bi be say efa e ye 20 wu twa bla wu the wo kwa na ye na ye ko tara kama na eto da so ye wo wi na ye na ye se ba ko to eto da so nti wo ni di ni ye ye se ba ka se ko so twa so because already estate and ye ye ko djuma and to be to as so bia no wo kwa fa so twa to a possibly much one while it's now crowd so they won't check direct tax in their put is about Cotano, Barco Tashe, Barco Teddy, and to one of who say, maybe I'll come for charity. And into 20 anything, yes, will be into them direct taxes, no, for woman, yeah, you record up in the mask at 20 a year, and yes, it didn't chebi. You own chebi, and I am run a man for your parents, I can say, who will build, who need build, then you're fine. When I must say them a bind now we at them corner yanyo tour, be so a diplomat or not in a tour, the tower in I saying in Alinta or not a feature. If he say moi, then she about saying you free a man saying in a room, then you be out to fine. The whole matter was so we go come one. Now for no college second here. Yes, you may do with timber investment and the day no talk rooms of a year on by a segment ya boy. The room can pencil has an MY be Momianka. You know, MOB and Chippy. I have been
Okay.
And no problem, you can say, recording, I want to move quickly, and no boy near, a business can be free, it's my union. I'm calling idea. And you make me dinner, can I, say, Omunya at 1 year, and the dear him, and the Castle Maker. As you know, Kuna, then you move to say, well, you may be a wood dear. Eh, Benson, so one you go, baby. I find it a winner could turn your dear and call you and your Canadian couple, or see a kitchen. You tell me, any of your you go contact. I'm a chat a professor. The more you meet a crime and to a city move to a fair farm, a externalities, and more man or tell you help. You know, come in as Anna, tell us what we say. Tell me, Juma, let me to do. Maybe I do a made on and so somebody more man, a barber who cut your start on your mountain for externalities, and also ye. Say, just idea. Next time, no money to move it or how my yena, a barber who cut. Yemi hoto and then be and part of one of the literature we need. For petroleum, yes, petroleum taxi, but you know, crash a very smell was only yet. Yama me booting externalities. A biblia tomono near my subsidy. Yama subsidy now, my bamboo cassa and the back of the baby. That cannot subsidy in ye, Yen say, you may not conversate me at your floor, and no one, a bit a uniform, and near as near my yard. And yet, directly, yet, by the name of Yama. The possible pollution here, what you if you was on it for and number petroleum usage, Akba said it was a costro. The amount of petroleum, the cracker said, in Yamaki, you find your post and say, and then the product who did in the taxes, who bent me young trophies, who be a tibi, who be a Freddy, who be a delivery, who be a debby, no, if you are petrol count. And see, I am broad base, and the task of the whole. Let's say we are a 1 mile pine in your little fuel. And when that mark of a say, will be cast petroleum and 1 terminal dorsal, and you may 1 year few move back. Any use in a day and you may few move back. And no who lived in Kakana Canada at Batabatahoa, and Massa Yamaya Proya is treated at Yokumbano, a did here. The month for me, ye. I didn't have a ye. Every bit to my subsidy. If you have been not petrol 1 thing, yes, a lie. What can I say before Gallon? The petrol, yeah. Near Bordeaux, near Smoker, the Ghana petrol walk, putting baby along the West Africa coast in Africa in the 2010 and 20 time one. Ghana country petrol 4 the records are there. And the Ghana 4 years said, Yan charge market price. Every year petrol never who we are. If you phone you petrol, and the Meluka saying, how many share 9 inch petrol walk on yes aircraft. And the petrol boom or memoha won't see separate like best in Chivas. If I say, I could have the Demana, emphasis better way, in it as in the flu. You don't be seen. The best have boom or Brahmania, or such, Yamasa, and some quenchy. There was a 4 taxi diano, you call Macam. Whom you say, Yenny, you train a fata. Yenny, I did 20 miles and you swear the year to a boom conta. The woman told me you who said you church. What do you auditors and special for school town? You almost have a couple. Women just saying you maybe Gerard to be at the piano. In trip Shamagana in a poor fata. In from William, a banner in the Benyakoto.
That's Honorable Yadvisia saying, Yankee Baby and Semi, I can't about a brain in tea. Yamin Shah, Brepa, never say to be at Tuaso, Yamin Shah Papa. Right, Honorable George Kwabna of Baintechi, Mrasabe Gino Jaya Man, Son Quanta constituency, a tax expected to pay. And in a Dean Comono. Quarancy, we, Mamma Sina, and paying for some better said, yeah, or China betting at Tuaso. Yamisha Papa Quabna for the pay their 1 crater and working kind of mine. Lawrence K. Entry that's Biola of the NPP and Jonah 4 of the NDC penny for each national pay now. Yanio Medin Como away, Jimmy so need 100.9 Ghana Montier so. And once you go, let me just read through some of the messages now. And penny for so Emra and Betna say this one says, I can tell you on authority that no driver has bought a fuel at a higher price. They always buy at where the prices are low. Hey, on authority power. Former President John Mahama should stop acting like Boliban boy NDC foot soldier. What did he do when he was the president of the republic? Now he's talking about leaders sacrificing. Blueprints writing from Escado Ketan, or he writes from Escado Ketan with that. And to this one that says John Mahama spoke very well yesterday. God bless you. You've shown that you're a good leader than somebody else. That's Isa in Soham Zongo and what if you know about Opini 80 Ewoka. So ex-President Mahama has no moral right to advise anybody on governance or job creation. The fact is, during John incompetent Mahama's tenure in office, we saw his abysmal performance from 2013 to 2016. During this era, embargo was placed on the employment. We experienced improper doomso and etc. That's Opini 80 Kaswa no difi and what buy. The former president, John Mahama, should give us a break because our president, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, is good for the country. Okay, well, that's Ericus Fiapre, Ahimfienimu, and Odifi, and Odi, and Edbai. Eben Wakwabenya will say His Excellency JDM, the incoming president, Ghanaians, the NDC. I appreciate you very much, and we say thank you. And then we acknowledge the vote we gave you in 2020. For acknowledging the vote we gave you in 2020. That's Eben Pabinya and Odifi and Wadiano Edbai. Teacher Kujo Tepa Anyene Susu says NPP and youth organizer hopeful. I have never seen any person who is too desperate than ex-President John Mahama. He's blaming the EC chair for not testifying. But what about his lawyer's performance at the court during the election petition? Teacher Kujo with that one. And to this, that says, Kwesi, this Supreme Court precedence is by denying Jean Mensa to enter the witness box will bite NPP one day. How can... okay. Alai Baba, Madina, the rest of it, I guess I have to leave it there. Need 100.9 Ghana Montie so and Waso Edasugwe and painful say Lawrence Enchi Abiola. A member of the communication team of the New Patriotic Party, and John for a member of the NDC communication team. On my chance, we studio no hanum seeing Baby D. Come on, Abiola Kwaba, Yamamwe. Okay.
Nyamiadum, no more pieball. Who your papa, but also,
you go see,
Metiao ne Pamfo, Prima or Damene, McJerry. So when you brand here, the fair view, how no de Mihunda, National Service, and I said, Aquabamuna Matre.
Yes, service, Nana Saf.
Oh, okay. Come and I mean, don't have one. Then why fair over to her. Nobody can catch her, John said, and can you enter the view as a son and tidy? There's not question, yes. Cannot the best to do. Oh, what I did was and why you can enter.
John Akwaba.
Wafa, and Yamina do Marakwa. Yen and Nekufado, a member of Bonnie Ayatimi. The Deacon Mamintia, Unamintia, Nita from Etifonia, Mincham Brapini Abiola.
Yes.
Na Mintia, His Excellency, John Dramani Mahama. Namea Doma, 2025, 7th January. Regional Independence Square. And I say, you, Mayor of Parliament House now. With the Kufado KGM 2020. On IBA, say COVID name call Papa. On an invocation, that's when kind of phone na GD say afidie or phone aba na me ba no na me sister ba ko your friend of him lady o say me ba me ntunjun we ma ni tf betie phone na baba ma akonya na mato kakra just a minute of my time as enjum no ko say na ne Akufo-Addo omamu ayedi no na ne Akufo-Addo omamu ayedi no yeton banchin wonto woton eburo wonto woton dokun wonto ebei na ne Akufo-Addo omamu ayedi no Abiola Ghana for Juma is almost say be attempt to be a young talk. Banchin, Omuko Juma young talk.
Okay.
Yes, he had to a bura, almost on talk.
Medasi.
Omunesika comedy at talk. Be a din one my women.
John, Medasi, John, Mpacho, Mummy and Fire and Sama, the double and Fire non fancy so. John, don't start today, Pacho. Let's Mama Yansha and Komono Asi Anope. Mesha see if you join us so And Greater Accra region, 16 regions. Thank you to by the flag bearer of the NDC, 2020 flag bearer for the NDC, Omampinida John Mahama, in 70 BOD 2 Ja, Mintio John.
Yo, Wofa. Message ya me consuence, we jagbawe. Consuence, say, His Excellency, so any the Vice, Professor Nana Opoku-Agyeman. Na ya me branch executives for na any Greater Accra regional executives. My national chairman, my general secretary, I say doing ketia. And then my national communication officer. My deputies so and there over UTV, Kukubuahi. Yo be NDC ni yoku enti the mechanic say adwumaden na ebeye esia His Excellency John Dramani Mahama akọ Ghana pro anyina eda Ghana fo nyina ase bia woto ma no wanto amane nyina no odin dase a emu yeduru e de ama obi bia ya ka ne say the be organize your branches no na metiu makao nya yedfo nto nchen ekro ye ene odo no pe na betumi ama agi nkunumdie adu odai no ukọ brancha na ukọ police station no we make sure say kwan bi obefa so daachi ene umba daachi ehye wunsem on the 7th of December nti wo fa wo se de na da ponso anapai.
Oh John, yes I knew. Come on John.
Is that about the thank you to?
Hey,
is that about the thank you to?
Yeah.
Okay. Eti em say Andrana em say Tuesday no na Wednesday na nation builder Ghana Isaiah His Excellency John Dramani Mahama on a Greater Accra for that will be biase e wo odone akwanya omo kirema no e wo 7 December elections no ya enim de to yen ukọ Abrikuma Central nkofo mo ehwe omo nkwa ukọ dodo nkofo aye bo omo bi mu prepare here ni nyina emu no embu adesina bem omo nya kukuduro and make sure say no their destiny is in their hands eti kwan bi ebe force bia no be den ombe to abama His Excellency John Dramani Mahama enso obi de oti ho se ontie onye da eye ya kwan we so sesaye the destiny of Ghanaians enkande ebra ya brei ahawa enkande ya komi enkande fuola eye 6.9 persuasi enkande ya entesa me bra ka chem say me my nka enye ya incompetent and kufuado enka when them me share Jesse but that me ka say on the 15th of November 2016 ena ye solve dum so oba ye megawatt ayen otumi di atoso untumi ye eti man kan light of ma wo fa enfre Central Region Kaswa ne potem eko Cape Coast ni ade Kumasi dem bi say 2 days ada light off and round machi no mo so ye how much I don't know so for so unya bia over 2 days yada light off I don't know say munya sa light off ni bia
me nya light
yes ubisa one more Kaswa Million City na de Cape Coast from Monday you dum light anapa ya so na machi anapa ne ase dum no anapa ya na adum the His Excellency afi my lovely wife edin self fa ni tin ye nti no ama nkofo endum light ana nyame adom metumi ato material de aba 3 days mada light off eti dum so de Ghana fo ni ani manya no mekira meka oh onye no mekira meka enti sansam ne de abinua Ghana fo ye bro abra Ghana fo ye bra tete Ghana fo ye fam enye easy eti jomama ada Ghana fo nyina ase akire aha oni atete a Ghana fo ye fam ene Ghana fo akasa amanye akwanya ene akwankire nye one criticize only the government he gave solutions to this administration when mo hwa ye 2020 manifesto no ma creating jobs ye ka say every year be create 250,000 jobs eti ka kwanya baye na ka je men san be ya enka jomama tisu ya enka meno ka say enka all the blocks nyame nyame mfa nche yen nkofo dada yen etwa ntro de to Ghana fo so say oh jomama ye wudi fo jomama nya adwuma jomama ye say and ye to abatia no and by this time inka every year block be started 2013 bia no ke wie da ke wie da manka Ghana fo ko mu school and all the hospitals there you see here ebi da 90%, ebi 80%, ebi 85%. Uko kaswa. Ewutu senya east. Polytechnic you see here. You see bibi awie ye. Ka se nipa ba admit nipa keke. Nurses for ni doctors sem ko edwuma ho. You just see what demonstrations ye. And sana na nse ya mu bie. Aka ni nyina anka nkofo wo mu ye edwuma anka nurses for ni doctors for amu wie school mu ye edwuma ye. Aka mu nya mu ye edwuma. Anka okada for ye ka se ye ba ye betrenu omo. Na ya kwekwu omo na ya chi omo akwanya no mahu kwa mbefa so nya omo ya register omo na omo agyakuo ne ade nyina no by this time ko bia adida ne kwem enya afa na ka afa ya chichi okadafo aye dada omo ka chi omo say oh and the NDC for kan dey ntro ne dada enti ya ba ma mo car mumfa mo moto mbrambeje car mumfa mo motos mbrambeje car up to now ntro ne dada mu de dada Ghana fo sa moto car na mo so mfa be senyi car na we fa muka che KWASI for say boba mu be establish habo amomu mu be establish habo mo si airport amomu na na ku for ko KWASI ebisa no ka je se wa on car sada on dwen hu sada yen on car sa afre ko fu ni ka je se ye reverse mu ye ka je se anya mu na mo launch mu manifesto Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia mu be gina ka se mu be bie habo amomu yi mu first step afre no se afre ni e be dwendwen hu eti wo fa so what John Mahama a Cassandra na che se asede epiesie asede mu yedro Ghana for over 6.2 million people over 6.2 million people omunya akwanya to ma John Mahama eno mo manto aba nyina no ana John Mahama de obi biase any greater Accra ye feel 19 if 16 year call over 20 or 20 or something parliament ono mo ne yeda greater Accra for ase say omo ko ye no omo tie ya sumpa no mo to ma NDC and so asabi the hand of God as sabemu odo ye wie ye court kind of Ghana for nya nya ye timi how ni atete na manuhu Ghana for ye fam Petrol ni boye din Nana Akufo-Addo gina fadama ka che Ghana for say oba beti petrol so drastically oba beti petrol so drastically and so buy ye what to petrol mu over 20 times this month in over 11 times from 4.6 they say petrol is 6.9 2017 January 4.6 is 6.9 Anya one say you better China be so na is 7 Ghana cedis. Petrol. Ofa. Anya easy sa. Anya easy.
1 minute
na o hwe te sia ye debt bebi ekokodu. Na fe de ye ntumi kwan konkobo busia biom. Na busia kwa ekokobo a. Ofa. Mrs. hospital cry ye ntumi see bi. This unit classroom cry ban ba ye ntumi see ye. Wo ba me constituency. I'm talking about my constituency. Uba mi constituency. You're a member of parliament who is the deputy minister for health. He chief compound Jesse what over 5 years in. Under His Excellency John Mahama, DJ 10% fee appointees was the chief compounds. Ye Jesse what? I'm a dying air pro. You're a deputy minister for health. Also a member of parliament for Wejakpawe. President Akufo-Addo Bush or the share Ghana for say. Every year biano or the $1 million bebano on fan buy enti uba Wejakpawe and branch any member wa omuti wa o ma beti and go pay adwuma ye enda kwa omuti ti dua so no mo bodam adwuma ni ho na Akufo-Addo buy no Ghana fo ndwuma na e de obegu no Ghana fo ndwuma na obegu ni nyina enti nde wo hwe hardship aba Ghana fo so a na wo hwe unemployment akodo o man we ya na che se ban se ye buy ya ye begu no ne ndwuma ye buy begu no anka sanjuma nya wo ho a enka Ghana for omunya dwuma ye eso ye Ghana ni na woni na Akufo-Addo abe woni family and friends ma ya ma adwuma bi nye wo so ebegu adwuma ma wo Okay, NDC manifesto beto 2020 catch a Ghana for say e ka microfinance ni SMC foi obi a wasati business no a wo ye bodwa table so no e ka won tua tax ye ma won tua tax for 1 year say na be ya sa puja say na be bagigi won so ti be bagigi tax ye bagigi wo chan no wo be boabo ano
okay
won wo boabo ano a over 1 year no ana 1 year be ba no won sika kakra na wo de abiem wo de abia obi na wo de abia container bi. You can even employ one person added to your business. And you can say, "Mo amuso master here. Musu master to container mu kakra kana musu master business no. Musu be gugu mu kakra mamo. Se na be ya. Sa aska na mbetu etu atasis no. Mu betumi dey employ more people."
Yeah.
Sa dey we nyina no. Abogana ti say enju so abo ayi akokọ. Udifo odi o ma we so. Ah o magana for ye won toyen. All the taxes brilliant to say. Yeti a Sudan, Yeti Liberia, Yeti code, Yeti a water zone. What for? A chimney master may see no. Yandis in His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, so I can and say, Ghana for Yadamase. Yadamase. I did China go Bonwa, John Mahama, and this for Yadamase. Our Konya no dramu each day. That's what Mama Bamumbu. 2024.
Okay.
Do or die.
Right.
We will ensure that our destiny will not be in wrong hands.
May I say so? That's John full of the NDC. Maminko Abiola of the MPP na MONTIE. Kakra Obekanfa. Nsema Mampenyida da John Mama de tu Jabra or Rapo and then thank you Tono. Abiola.
Kwasi medasi bebre de kan mamentia Ghana mampani na na ado danko akufu ado one na beje chi Dr. Bahumia bibia obi a mesro nyankopon da na ho one de ma sempani fo mi enu onkoso nhye won de adu a on de osi woni so be ya Ghana no onkoso ye Ghana mabun da chi mi enimu na me fasa kwanye entia party leadership for the national the polling station it through Abrikuma Central Constituency Delegate. That can see more than only now. But see, you do maybe a now it be what they be a yesterday. Now they being so I are ho. The son said, and same be a cost of Memhano. The who trading out here, now my name offer CBF an agenda. Or call secretary, secretary. Catch them so far. Share baby a MDC aman yoku na kodunu a e kamia koye se akwa koye se concert party ubi hu NDC nenkon obi na ma menu e betina hanom a afede o da babre enwom to e wo studio hanom a somewhere who here or where is our can. But in Tikusia, or the Quanqua said, "Ye, our man Penny John Dramani Mahama, and or ye disjointed statement be contradicting home. But see, the Emma Reho and ya Nenra, ye see ye, our man Penny that John Dramani Mahama. Ever 7 animal NDC for on by radio so on Cassan and Abeshev Sadi so say. John Dramani Mahama onye Ghana mampeni or mampeni dada, so they should address him accordingly. And PMP no na mampeni John Dramani Mahama. And quality ye a man for sua de free en ho. So only mametun wa address say oye Ghana mampeni dada John Dramani Mahama. Ah wajin S Gracia or call retirement. And no amitie no. Because the Emma Rehu mu kese pa ne say ihu se papa no san jira ni gidiem ene endi sama yeko san jira on gidiem se adapa on twa Ghana fo mre bi atwam se Ghana fo wo short memory enche ne refi ade no won egusu se jina se gidiem se no kre tabi otafra che Ghana fo yen da sumie so yen dwene enti ne ekoso mre bi atwam ni ne no ye refi Anunti obedina simpie so kansan bebre di gu ono ankasa ne ho anim ase. Kwasi Omampani dada John Dramani Mahama enye obi a yenim no Ghana hanom wa manwesemu. Onye obi a wantena akonya we suda. Ana yenim nia obeye e wo Ghana hanom. Ghana fo na anim yesi na se ne papa we kọ na so obegyina otwa ne ho te se obi a ontena akonya we suda. Na Ghana fo me a me no otia ye hu ne kọ so wo Ghana hanom a na me gidi ye se papa no ebu Ghana fo abomfia na ogidi ye se Ghana se biota frache ye ndwene enkwachiri na se papa we ya ana ogina simpie so ka kire Ghana fo na se Ghana economy no wono ne na pamfo awe ama to dompe nti ni da so bi enimu bio da papa we ya ana ogina simpie so e ka kire Ghana mabun se biota frache onyin konya onye magician na watimi apanuma ama Ghana mabun Obibam say and what has changed? And the Omampani John Dramani Mahama kan mabun aduma ho asem say one of the biggest challenge in this country no unemployment. Na the me pesa ka me hu free no ho ana say metie free no say kobama statistics. As at 8 years on be inherited this economy from Adekungufo, the former president. Ever see 2016 of free abanya so no e madudu sign na otimi ma anwadwuma na apart from public sector employment as usual the security services are one of them afie bia no we have deficit nti say fa mabu adwuma mu or refer to say this current government has no vision and it has no idea of creating jobs for the youth no apart from the private sector people say na so adwuma dodo sign and otimi create outside the public sector employment. What is even worrying ye bufuo na ye tan Ghana for bebre on the office on remfia de ebufun won some kekan no say wo kra outside the Ghana for that mabun that ko si awowa ekwaji sika ewo IMF ebechedi ama for 3 good years even the public sector employment in Pono na yet means aduma now we are not able to recruit the police service, the military, the immigration, the fire service, the prisons. 3 good years answer ukwaji $920 million. Edibaye or sheba kwa on the ma ono say please the public sector employment into by one me franco for do. I will some kesi o mu say sika kwaji ye Ghana for mabunda achi na adukosi awowa. Esu di sika no. Wo de betua waso for double salaries a. Yan right honorable speaker of parliament or to say I've been grabbing on records ekas on Ukraine bi. And then assistant John Dramani Mahama ebe ka kire yen say obetumi amamabun adwuma 1 million jobs a day a year. Patrick KWASI amount ma yet ye din. Ye pese abusa John Dramani Mahama say for 8 years vice president and a president no enuma dodo say no create o mem hanom a etimi fa mabun ne Ghana fo adwuma records. Kwasi eya reho se obenya omampani a eduru mire bi na public sector abanduma efo akatua na ebu ni tot se na abanduma efo ye oha osumwe na oha mu chichemienu 50% anya won akatua that the following month na another 50% enya yet is all memu hanom under John Dramani Mahama administration wantimi anya hwe amfa ho yet o memu hanom amankania bo krosura kodus extend say even kania mpo na opebi a wunya emra na Ghana fo esufre John Dramani Mahama onye bibi mfa kania ho kania bo no o ka kire Ghana fo say so person onyan kania the crowd so betu yan kania ne boarding in the midst of that challenge Ghanaians paid the 2 sika dem boarding won so yan kania kwasi e ko drum bi a omamu ye din yenim say yan papa no the clergy the current bishops and other faith-based organizations, all your politicians, but they are part of our governance. Amamuo bi e be koso bia no on wani di akiri a on wano tuntu omampani no fo yes ene ebiasi ama carried bishops conference on wakasa MPP asa masa una regulate ade won se so ape be bitna on edon watu a yaji atum se makasa because omampani edi kan ka se ense se ye behade for na emo ye omamba enti wo omamba pa na hwe na be ko ye otwe oma na obampani adwin so a no adi hu dwuma emre bi si wo krom hanom a carried bishop conference say on the statement beto one thing John Dramani Mahama then oil president or was here Dunkatia, the general secretary a quantity scene esi abontin so a reacatacata catcher and so uncle trap and pedifo other pass some of the catcher on or catcher on says some person yaman or someone one you on clerical no one on Bible and train no on Branabasha on NDC at Adiam or yaman yourself Krum Hanum. That time is on records. Say a society and organization. They help to shaping government. They are part of the governance system. Uncle Kasa to a Mampani John Dramani Mahama for. At that time, or catching the general secretary, say don't get here. As someone or catching on 2 on 4 catcher on say. Some person yaman or someone. When you tell the canon, airborne come fan to. Natural concrete kuta on 120. No, no, best show on NDC at Adiam or yaman yourself. This is serious in this. And then. The nyasa a leader of such a political party. The nyasa amanyoku and negana for you want to train. Ever catch and say, or man wired so they can make amends. Say your mom upon your floor. But see, the person can, the also, and what video so my NDC, and the John Dramani Mahamati on what to say. Makan Massa can be among yourself, governance. Let me what a fracture, and yet. Subject to a classroom I today. Now, so we a mistake. Teacher need a mouth fear. I could say, fuck off your homework. Never bring me marking. Governance is for the serious minded people. What Banua fairly poto. Not gonna for you are one more. I'm man and kind of minimum. Man said he's speaking out of desperation. Then some more can in so. He speaks and contradicts himself at any given point in time in this country. John Dramani Mahama, what does he stand for? Stand for corruption, abysmal performance, laziness, what you say, kleptocracy, and NDC for their hallmark. And now Adodanko Kufuado, he's committed and focused. On your I can tell you, we have over 121 diesel one factories operationalized in this country.
Okay, see for me.
Musa John Dramani Mahama said, "Obetna 8 years no. One factory kwa otimi biye ya na. Commander sugar factory then on koye. One go crash sugar and free China and farmer. I'm a branding and gusa akufu from someone producing sugar. Go and see Commander sugar factory. Anybody do say the farm what do if for nothing at all 120 operationalized factories. So the papa could be 500 krana. How many people have
Abiola, Medasi. Yanko enim. Medasi na my main kind comment kaka remember and tosun ku enim now. Jomo Opoku as Festus was say of what benefit is bastardizing the incumbent to the ordinary Ghanaian voters when all they want is an alternative approach to ease their problems. I think it's time that the NDC as a party took Ghanaians serious in their quest to come back to power in 2024. Jomo Opoku Festus. Now, Tete Ewo Sunyai was a former President Mahama and the NDC should provide counter figures to what the EC has presented instead of attacking Jean Mensa. Tete Sunyani in KWASI Kasi. The hardship under this NPP government is unbearable. The only thing they know is propaganda and lies, but nothing to show. Let's kick them out come 2024. Enoch Asaman Kasi. KWASI, what the man is saying is true. The filling stations are robbing us. Even the last time the NPA did a survey, they caught most of the filling stations, including Goyle and Total filling station. But instead of them to prosecute them, they just named them and shame. That's this one here. Earlier interview that we had, you didn't add your name to it now. Agunaba MP from Kaswa, Adam Nana says, it's time for Ghanaians to see how ex-president Mahama and his NDC party How can E-Block become confused to them? Agunaba MP, your message is not too clear. So who do we believe or who do we blame for this fuel prices wahala? That is Emmanuel from Ashaiman and Odiano Edibaye. Let me read this one here from Abbas. Abbas said, this government must be truthful to Ghanaians. All sectors of this economy is not working, yet they keep on giving us false hope. The messages are the masses are suffering. Abbas with this one. Odoi Ewatema was say Mahama and the NDC shouldn't think they will use their old propaganda to confuse Ghanaians. Never again for GM. Kindly play the audio that Mahama said he's not a magician to create jobs. That's Frank Nero, Abosu Kain, and Odiano by. Need 100 points now. Young Queen and to us to pay. John Affle of the NDC and Lawrence Abiola of the MPP no more. If you say Edin Komo, Young Queen him now no paying Komo back or hikes, fuel hikes. 16 driver unions. On the Baby 2 just say enne and car a real nomian sa omobeko strike. One more services about 200 say and common juma. But when we spoke to GPRT, we are part of the coalition of 16 driver unions. In Tioma Minya say Oma Shifty, the Aquini, one they call a Binadaya Airway. They asking the government, Omokacha Ban say on drop some of the levies, almost about 5 of them. Anope idi hon komo. Sasemi a womo eken MP say well mo aka omotie aban omo hwe ni obetimi ani ne ka ho. Mintie John Affle. Ewo Sasemi John. Driver unions.
So, it's a pity. It's a pity for a government that has been voted into power to talk the way his communicator is talking this morning, communicating to Ghanaians. Come and tell us how you can solve the problems that you have impounded on Ghanaians. Hardship, and some no facts. The Ben John Mama Kakachre, I said, Uncle Cantre, Cattle Bishop for say, sharing this entire. Please don't speak without fat. Who can say not the fat at all? Watch I say, go this. Please.
John.
We are various. We are a government communicator.
John.
Speak with facts. Don't speak anyhow like somebody who is just on the roadside.
John. Are you doing the rebuttal? If you didn't call back.
It's within my time.
No, it's not just. Yes,
I'm replying to some of the lies, sir.
You don't. No,
you're not giving me time.
I'm saying you don't have a time. I'm saying, sir. Abiola. Messi said, "Oh, yeah, rebuttal because with the topic not to on him say." So that's what I wanted to. But open so better, then you should draw my attention. So be up.
Because now me person me because now me force say be a ka wo de obetumi ache na apoti ni say baby enu ho a John Mahama kaka cha so den ketia say on ka kire oka kire Cattle Bishop for say on be politics. There's no fat. Eti nanka ye kasa sabi. Enye say ma ye kasa because ye say ye kasa sa agum de ya. Me be say roadside for and you make a gum sa. You make a gum because one guy's our national communication director. And I be ya Cattle Bishop for say.
John.
Sabi. John. Omunire. Omunimba. Omuman go school. And say no say oman wide. As a national communicator. A government spokesperson. Who ya Cattle Bishops? Who ya suffer? Who ya Ghana for?
John.
Impunity.
John Young na be correct you. You can say man penny you would for. You said it here and Young na be correct you. Young Queen.
I'm saying that
a government spokesperson. I'm saying that only me futua to Hufo because one so can no Abiola Pacho. Let me just moderate. I'm saying that
no,
let's move on. Young Queen, let's talk about the petrol hike.
National women organizer of MP Becca Church or so you would for.
I'm saying that let's move on. Let's talk about the petrol hike.
The message say you Mr. You can't say me. Ensure say you will back our way with facts. Young can say muka and you better back say gumsa. Mr. Ofa. Omamu no din na ye no. Anyam na metra meka wo. Omamu aye din. Aduane nkwentum nto. What for me no kase ukwa marketer untumi nto gari. Gari anka ye the common way amagana for ye to me sabe. Ye nkwala unya gari karo di show guma. Utumi de nchine ejo so no na we num na we di. Me no kase na ekufa na memo utumi nto gari. Me no kase for market bisa o ye say when is the last time I bought tomatoes 40 Ghana cedis. As you see our planting for food and jobs. For fanda me no kase. And your boy a dear mam tomatoes me no kase. It's over 40 Ghana cedis. And so to brio. Enka. This is the timer. Enka nyama boy bayefo. Me no kase cement 1 bag. It's over 52 Ghana cedis. Uko me area 52.30 pesos. Ebi over 50 pesos. Wofa. Atete ni hawa. Na Kufuado, ni Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, a friend who saw a self-starred economic messiah who has now turned to be an IT expert. Also, Baba is some man a tuamu at the Yako, a production of an watch from transition to production. But the moment man I catch a Ghana for. What you also to see one factory, make a show with your under NDC and the name of 141 district. Yes, see over 200 factories. Bakona got a KE commander. Ukwa a factory si ho. Your ma farmers or more sika. Your bomb bushes some offendia ashidie. I'm buy and beton ashidie yadema application for. Who to catch and say, you do ashidie factory. At a visionless leader. Who be a factory? And those days are not.
You see, I'm finding it difficult. Kakra said, "Yeah, can't fuel hikes." One.
We are talking about the high cost of living in this country.
No, we are not talking about the high cost. We are talking about the fuel hikes.
The high cost of fuel, and the leading the high cost of living in this country. They're living in that's the point to me, Wafa. A bread, yeah, breno. A how ye famuno. A titia ye famuno. A manu ye who ye fieno. Wafa ye is it? And ye is a sacra. Wafa. A dranico to Mindy. Wafa. Seven did never turn them kratos of your thing. Now see, I may call a crack girls who say before Ufi a Joe now ba over far over so traffic light now. Where we fa total bonju ho no. We ka fa go no be see Accra girls ho. Near ton wache bi ho. O from ke just me to wache 4 series. Mama say na say to wache 4 series. I see you ton wache 4 series. That is the hardship na Kufuado ni yekom. I tell you, catch Ghana for about the fuel prices.
But Nancy, I'm a koto watch you 3 Ghana cities. 3 Ghana cities.
What one way for?
Lakeside. Lakeside.
What we go to be?
Lakeside inside.
Lakeside away for.
I shall watch you.
Me ko be me de machira ho. A che obi tu me an machira we.
Watch any oko campus grab me nya watch 1 million.
Me say me ko Accra girls opo ho no ho se ya ko we. Okay say you ton watch 4 Ghana cities.
Any ma me ne boy ne de ne boy din.
No one why
Mammy no because baby abenya.
One I am your no a boy din.
Baby benya 2 Ghana cedis crowd.
One musu by now you catch them some government no a damn pabako so as or bako no. Only
me can
no tie to what higher.
I don't mean baby no am ton watch.
Me ton watch higher. My 2 Ghana cedis now boy go to bra.
Me baby no am ton.
Me say what fine. You ton watch our priest higher.
What ti asisi na say ma me ntina ha ma mo kan sem nugum. Na me baby no ton watch 2 Ghana ma me.
Watch higher. Watch every what down higher our Peace FM. I challenge you. My will buy 2 cities. No go to watch them.
Women no nya sabanya make catch us a meaning baby at watch 3 Ghana cities.
I challenge you. Oh, say somewhere no. I come here in 5 years ago. I can Ghana for who ne kra no.
Joy meaning baby on to watch 3 Ghana cities.
Ya come so my monya dey. Ghana for ya kwa kwansu ya come say dabi ya ho to yen. Oh. Muna we are the 4th estate of the realm.
John Kosu.
I some can't no quality.
No cry me ma kanya. Ade meaning baby at watch 3 Ghana cities. John, won't you see am see baby at watch 3 Ghana cities.
And go can you no kwada. ya to wa che haya asumane ko to bimbra
na nya una na no si wo mfa ka mba wo si enya no kure na wo su wo de wasem de so ka wo de ka ba wo si wo mfa ka mba na so ba be ka wa chi wasem wo mi ya wa ko to wa chi de nya sa wo de wasem de ka wasem ne ko
Ghana for mo dia the media eti ni kwanda hwa ne ye bo nchen
ade tie for no ka
those days are not your mama ti ambe amambuo so Ghana fire dete to say US ni we na mo ka Ghana for the Ghana ye din
afu no asem
no na filling stations when na petrol stations ni ade mo ka Ghana for say and amunim say your mama to petrol man those days are petrol 3 cedis 60 pesos $1 was 4 cedis 4 cedis 50 pesos na mo ka Ghana for say $1 boy din send that we interview Guta president or catch Ghana for say mumfa taxes no ebo ne kama excavator for ne omo import heavy equipment ono no ye fi so your campaign na ku for 2020 ye ka say ka nyam ye sia utumi yi ka kwa habo eduanu utumi to ye ka o say ye ton wache 2 series ma bi ko ton bra o say dabi I see you ton watch 2 cities. And the question about you ton watch 2 Ghana cities or Ghana ha.
John ko wasem ne jani o
no ni. What for mon just answer no.
Ade uni fi kana.
Ghana for you atete Ghana for you fam and then enkofo wori egu enkofo mo sa mo kon enkofo ewu enkofo committed suicide under his sense na ku fado. Ukwa manfo fia. Ube hu bra manfo bre ensu amanfo ne mponche enum nsuo. Niponi mponchi na enu msho na naku fado 21st century Niponi mponchi na edidi anyama reho anyama tete anyama haw Mosi bibi akoye ma yanya etim eso akwanfo se ayi ekromba bo no ono so about mu bi
1 minute
akwanfo se ekromba no ono so otimu bi sabe meko fo trotra ya ntwa me se John ya tro ndc onim etu ya beju 10 series ni a 12 akosi abaji ya 2 series people enu te beju 2 Ghana series me no nya betu an pe ya cost he shelf list say kotofu la 6 series 90 pesos eti wo to under MPP a na ye ko enim sa wo chill under MPP a na wa utu Ghana for say aho che ni atete no aka wo na nka mo na say media for no mutu MPP aban efo wo ma me nwa akwanya so nkasa obegina criticize a 6 years government. I must say, incompetent. I'm to abeti ano. Or creating jobs. Under His Excellency John Mama. And you may create young Jacka check. Say, IMF. Now, Yamaye, he said, who buy over extending IMF?
Okay, see you.
Who buy over extending IMF? Who knows the economic messiah? Economic messiah. What's the yet Sikasun so your bread? Who said, John Mama, Kapo Trashy, whatever. Amambua ebusiani girlfriends ni aye no mo ne empranum achedia anya ne naku for amambo
John Medasi
yedi ana ye kama papa ya sin de ye fa efu efanye tourist
John see from why
but efanye tourism you call people you say you have the men you have business people who cannot even create and think for a country who can US what can say we are going to use Puna as our tourist Adwene manesi fufro bi amba adwene bi amba adwene wu
okay
I say why those days ago see Kobe adwene that ne momone
Medasi
ya adwene nsiso
Medasi
eti taxes na be guso eti na minister for information can say the more taxes eti me no ka say next week tax ya be na to ya be ready budget me anyam won say ya the more taxes be guso petrol ya be turn 750 pesos
Aviola, yeah, fuel hikes and near 16 driver unions for Omoka scrapping of a legacy and on common yedi.
Because me that's baby, I'm saying me kasa baby. They met me catch me nuance. Oh, masa o kasa mamba mu. Dia me besa me kan say so utwa ntro no akodu baby na o de fabrofo na ma fafa tons. Dan say utwa ntro no na pesa o dan no enye yi nti me kire kasa ba akwa betim dia kan. Kwasi bibi koso me de mehu ye wi aya no abo se odingo no kwasi aboagye onye nyindim retro do na de amano na so wan hwe na man hwe ne yi a kwesi bedum rebi station ye station eso pa amanfo tie wan hwe bedum rebi no mo business base ne ebebe form dan say
abiola enko enim
na me customer me kasa kasa pa
yeah but yen hwe fuel height
issue so yes ye kasa ho a people want to understand the issue
yen hwe enti ko issue
so people na man no
janu no etie for ombe make your mom decision on that temperature me that
yes we all admit say fuel prices anu obi en ho betimi me ametie me tofu the fuel prices cost question we busa kasi aban we mre so pe ana fuel prices cost run we should come out the statistics clearly ni ehu say fuel increase there a phenomenon baby a cost obia aban bia successive government bia no fuel prices cost they way back president ko form mre so a wo free aban mu in 2009 the fuel price na 46 cedis. That is the 460 pesos. Tama President Atamis na me fa ne currency ebe free aban mu a ebe di aban so a ono so ofi anto aba ata ofri mu no. Semre na John Dramani ba be fa aban na kura na fuel 87 Ghana cedis. It means there was an increase between 4 cedis, 60 pesos to 8 cedis, 70 pesos. So obviously, yes, no, I'm talking about President Mills. 78 Ghana cedis. I don't know oh,
I said, I'm okay. 8 cedis, and I say 80 pesos, and I said, I'm okay.
We come as someone, my main come as a main come as me catch now say a gallon of fuel na 4 cedis 60 pesos. Under President Kofo, time of free abem. When I mean catch now, and you know, go there, people know. Under me say fuel prices are increasing, even take for it. Take for it. Time I don't atamis befa abanwano. E ko shoot you e ko do 70 pesos. Oh, mem a gallon of petrol. Don't the money be fire abanwan. When me a man transport me anti so amanachi. Fuel prices should
John the man or abem.
Or better abem.
Me say or abem sisia.
Me ba say me build up a case. Ma Ghana frontiers here say fuel increase no and yes akufo ado mre so pe and ya to pet.
Tie voice we mama. Na me mbra na mbusa.
Me ba oba
no tie.
Me me shambo ami to mean this so. They call because I'm going to say, the Baba petrol, so who do also an petrol, and a cost. The Baba Tin Yamaso is a Baba Yafo, was one glass of bread and Yafo in there one, and then only cake once in the year. Then the Shambo, I mean to mean this so. Because I'm going to say, the Baba petrol, so who do also an petrol, and a cost. The Baba Tin Yamaso is a Baba Yafo, was one glass of bread and Yafo in there one.
So, you see, yeah, it's our analysis here, I appreciate it. But it's a yeah analysis and say, yeah, boy. Because I mean, I'm paying, and I'm saying that boy in
Kwasi. Say, anya analysis, Magana for who baby if
it's a Ghana for I'm saying Mahama, no. That truth must be told. About still out there for Mahama time.
But me build the case. Maybe the other mayor, no, in Magana for what in your maybe assistance, so Obia, one Cassam for some not 2 foot to Ghana for this. You must have a say, petrol build up, no, petrol heighting, and yet from only one government, so government. I don't think that is the best. But the message said, don't Dramani Mahama, to be far from 8 cedis 70 pesos. I'm not offering them, no, they are quite 146 Ghana cedis. 14 cedis 60 pesos. It's on records. But see, don't Dramani Mahama time. ana wɔde bibi baa sɛ automatic adjustment formula kyerɛ sɛ petrol boɔ kɔ soro wɔ adwaman so a ɛsɛ sɛ automatically no yɛyɛ kɔfa baha no ɛsɛ kɔ soro ɛnyɛ npp aban ɛna ɛbɛyɛyɛ pati megye tom sɛ petrol boɔ kɔ soro but Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo na ban ɛbɛ inherit deficit economy abɛ inherit amanya na ɛka tuturi de amiya even the petroleum sector na ka da da nya ka ketewa what I say all service debt ɛbɛ inherit ni nira mu no is still making sure say what the interventions and answer ni bɛgu akoma Ghana for bɛkɔ so ama ho ahehare won not selected Ghanaians but Ghanaians in totality no bi ahobɛheha no etimi gidi say Ghana man pani na Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo no ɔbɔ no homɔden but however yenuanom concerns and one raises a petrol boy cost no you know what we are doing that is how we build a nation we are Ghana ni me are Ghana ni Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo ya Ghana ni obia awakwanya say ochire na adwen said o mampani kan say all hands on desk say you betimi achire o man no it is if one sector of the economy na hu say no ene ba bi cost so enye na mo wan amfa on pension on sem na watwe mampani adwen asisu a an interview only one of the union's secretary. You made a statement. Or say we have extended the period because we know we have a listening government. Unquote. We have extended because on my 48-hour ultimatum. Also, they have extended it because they knew that we have a listening government. Once someone the minister has responded to that. Am I a friend? But chance of a so on the gun krata they knew say krata come up any and they are na ultimately friend krata mu wie na all my response into no on watwe akwatire that is the laudable idea. That's how I'm expecting every Ghanaian open the good of this country no and behave. San say ye to adwene and e me petrol ye te so and na kwasi me so many by the san say me top petrol oto top petrol enti say ye nuanom a won so ye driver foi we know the contribution on the moment in terms of taxes. On to tax pa sans on do on koba local assembly ji won central government ji won on kwaduma on found that don kon oduma so e boost productivity. Is say ko ba ni say yenuam ye ntie won na so wadwen won no ya fa ntun sane ye ntimi sia ba bi e de asundue baba na so that de gu akwasi productivity baba form. Okay. Ana meboa etimi no on ya adwene and aban bia so baswa there will be one or two challenges omanfo be raise a good government any so obeti omanfo no adwene ba akufo tirim. I heard one of them making some brilliant suggestion but there will be a counter reaction which I don't know because I'm not professional in that field. Not all suggestions say even kuranto good level in kurano kayan fa no mo nkoto petrol so dan mo betimi amayetimi maximize the profit margin so obi abetu abi one baby obi so adwen fi that thing say amambo no na ye na say de na ya adwen bom na ye tie obi a Ghana be move forward na ye nyai propaganda na ye no NDC fo afa na kokonte ye say ana banchi ye say and that is not the case all time. All right. Say, Abiola, what was the prices of commodity in the market at that time? And your man pa na ye pese e do bi u teska kwa na pedro ani ato na wo ye bi ento na ye crack on Tom referee Cote d'Ivoire. Was this on records? John Dramani Mahama time. Oku tesika na bontuma no na ko market mpo akontom repo na onye bi nto. Ni e crack on Tom referee Cote d'Ivoire de bomb hanom. And na ye export no ma de ko amanone. What are they telling us? One by that man on what creative. Me that's John. Sorry, Abiola, if you are saying now. Remember Jim closing remarks. Yeah, sorry, Jimmy D. So Hussein Isali Fukaso say I don't understand why minority in parliament always behave they have the country at heart than the majority. And to one here from Dr. Damblu, Brimsua Peusika, Ghanaians are gradually running out of patience. The economy is in shameful state. This has been necessitated by the unbelievable hardship. Unemployment is at all-time high. Dr. Damblu Nodiano Edbai. You see, Mahama is talking about unemployment. Mahama talking about unemployment is like Lucifer preaching to Christ to repent. That's Kwesi Fori, IK phone, circle, no, Diffie. You know, they buy Ishuba Ya Ata Kaswa. It seems the media have stopped talking about COVID-19. It hasn't gone, so the media should continue to educate the populace on the safety protocols. Ishuba Yata.
Musa Abato Kumasi, the message of hope from His Excellency, the former Vice President John Dramani Mahama, has increased the confidence and aspiration of Ghanaians. There is light at the end of the tunnel. Musa Abato and Odiano Edbai. So when will John Mahama be truthful to himself at all? Always lying and doing propaganda. That is one here from Abili, Nungwa, and Odiano Bai. DJ O'Malley and Wayosi Gosso. Ghanaians voted for His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo because of trust they have in him. So he should try as much as possible to make Ghana develop and be more attractive. That's DJ O'Malley and Wayosi. You know, dear no, Eddie Ebaye in Shaba Anelka, a Shaman constituency. I want to remind Mr. Incompetent Kasatinting and Top Onko John Mahama to spare our ears. Teachers were paid 3 months' salary after they have worked for a good 4 years under the same John Mahama administration. Where from this class 1 lecture in Shaba Anelka. Abiola, closing remarks.
Me pesa Ghana phone in Enya Hotoso. And say, my own John Dramani Mahama Casantin out of the station. But see, John Dramani Mahama, me name say be a Toyota fracture. Go free Frasta House one Yankrano and answer one crack. Here in Tinebia, the Kankanya maybe na Udiatu 100% of Kofa. Minim. Sanity on some money and family.
Yes, I say, my muka constitution, my will be betting me. MPP for Moso, Mopesa, Mokansa say MPP for Moso, Mopesa, breaking the 8, you know, other than Flaster as an MPP for the Modia. What now? Debiana, Joma, constitution, my coin, and Nutina, obey me up a view.
Yama, Ghana for Adapana betra Ghana for Titlumpo Asante for the night you on crowd to watch and say the go to Kragu Consuma and your own fair. Not the money Mahama Genes in Piso. I catch a Ghana for say own feet about young feet and duku. Catch on why you brain food. And not catch a Ghana for say on one say economy now to where di massa. And no or catch a Ghana for so you brain food, your cassa won't ye. And ne Opeso catch the Ghana for no so on Cassa won't ye, Ghana for tie. Name some now all can and trunk one room. And no before the press conference, because why you start or Cassa or I think one of your sister stations, TV station be. Now master statistics be on one former deputy minister of education by Exposuno. Or catch and say that blocks no. Was seen now on see 46 of them no. Not 30 of them. World Bank project. The current Deputy Minister of Education, Eba Kachon say no 23. John Dramani Mahama say 30. On one Deputy Minister of Education, one them also. We still you hire must and we interview no. Okachon say 23, and out of even 23 no class 7 here. This tells you how untruthful John Dramani Mahama is. And today some of what can speak King Pisco say here I go kind no a political gimmicks. Me me catch me nim say manifesto and what review no and I can tell Ghana for say adopted one be another question no kan na say thank you to no e be say no come am because some kan unity ehuni kon ono aka no asan won ho se kan ono aka no asan won se kan. Ghanaians should not take him for serious.
Okay, closing remarks.
He has nothing again to offer Ghanaians. Not Ghana for me who to say na na do dan kwa kufuazo. But the Ghana for ekobosha sase no so. Send it bia no 2024 Ghana will break the 8 with NPP.
Okay, may that say John.
So my main Tony Efia Pukua. I'm sorry more Desperate Media. I say President Akufo-Addo will leave office as a disgraced president. I don't know. I'm remember you know here.
Okay.
Oh, we shall call Ghana where be bet me that Chelsea here. I remember you know say Akufo-Addo may leave office as Ghana's most disgraced president. Now what hano? Ejanyam na America. And a cattle bishop for say President Akufo-Addo kasa no kache Ghana for say Obaba protect your public person. Now you're throwing dada. Eti ujina aka che John Hama we fi power who say why on to me here to what to abeti ano 5 years ago. Who say about John Hama din? I just say one kasa no uni vision bia for mine. Oh, and now ti John Hama din now tete now ha. Now I say we di boni bia police for tata. What's up baku kure ni wa ban ba ya ma sha motumi di so. Tepi ya born na born sesi ayi. President Kufuor catch a Ghana for say Obama hiafo. Eti ubeka ya President Kufuor obo ne grand share no e wa 2016 no. No na hiafo na edidi. No ti trotro mu. No be hunu aka kina circle trotro no de kwa odoko. No aka kina odoko mu no de kwa dansuma. Tell person o che say oba fo hiafo. Eso President Kufuor de to abama na pe. Hey! Ana before be hu President Kufuor do so go try $200,000. And said wait to make chap President Kufuor do grant him. Ni appointees ya boni a no akla omo. Enduma President Kufuor do cash oba ya ma hiafo nyina no oba ye no ana obetwa ye nya ye ti. Oni Ghana fo a hye am no tie ye tie mamu ehye ase ye tie omanane. Akwanso a ye kom. Aha ye commander na Kufuor do tisa nyame. Enduma ba na oba also ekati 120 factories. Oh, sound trolling dada no. Now we are now shagana for before. Aye ye kra no. Me buy a me creative commander sugar factory. Aye ye kra me buy no. Me na me start a confused pineapple juice factory. And this amambo me na me start here. O go say she am to match you. Yen under His Excellency former President former Professor J. Mills. And he started under the chairmanship of the economic management team. John Dramani Mahama ne ma ekuafo mo kunfi nyina ye mo musika so mo fendua pineapples before you see factory, because before you build a factory you have to give the plant the food nansa. You see factory as a plant ati tamane ye si commercial factory ma farmers for nyina sika mo ba no beto ahwede ni nyina ne ba nsefufo some for kanya nsefufo. Under President Mahama, not commendation for the produce sugar. Okay. Captain Smart, I am a witness. Captain Smart, I am a witness. Now, no, I should no. What is that area application? Mr. Application. Oh, please. Please, allow me to talk. What for question? There are members of me catch and a neku for them to say. Ghana for what you go. Ghana for ya worry egu. Me no ka say me to match up on wo fie. They say me no ka say me buy a second school fees 250 Ghana cedis. Me buy third bond. A second bond just a little about 290 Ghana cedis. Ya second no to me go school. Me no ko mu tifie. Me to me ntua. Me no ka say for the past 2 months from October to November yen tua me kaye. Because me yet no Malam Junction. Yeah, crack a shark money. I don't want to mention. Abanduma. A private company. Now somebody was out. High-tech Delta Limited. For the past 2 months, we have not been paid. For the rest of the because taxes would be good. Among your employees and to try a car. Commercials. Ya saka me school fees omo ti pay 250 Ghana cedis so me to me tua me school fees 295 Ghana cedis me to me school fees. Okay, am mo go school obedi akon e wo Millennium City ya to me am go school 2 days omo ti fie me no ka say light off dum so abagana bio 3 days ni mada light off oh eti wofa so o ka che say o buy for yen ehiafo na say o buy no yen ehiafo so ba ma yen no ana wubu ye kom yen ehiafo ba ma yen no ana wo tete yen ehiafo ba ma ne afo ye wu a na che say Anthony Dada ni desperate no and na Kufuor ana o desperate because no papa be president it so president no so o twa Anthony Dada no be the president na show sem ana ye wu yo ye ka che say president undi bi da etu kasa ye. Who knows the economic messiah? John, I am economic messiah. And they want any IT. Made us say, John. Yamisha.
Ghana Muntie na Mazanya so adawro Kofi Aman homene so ejiji tonton sansan ewo neat 100.9 FM.
Mona Lisa. That's what it is. Time for us to go. Animudinkra, Anope, Medamwasi, Muni Wajmedian, anyone who says Sanshana Lufat, Malaria Joya da Lufat ase papa. Lawrence Senchi, Abiola of the MPP, Jonah 4 of the NDC, Painful now till Moncan, and I pay your discussion segment. Midamuna say Ghana Montier today, Thursday, 11th day of the month of November 2021. Loje. Joe Damiado, Nimak Jersey, Mutaimechi. They supported me to bring you Ghana Montier. Prema and Nanayao also supported on social media. Grateful for you being out there. As always, without you, couldn't have been a success. DJ Bosco, up next show 12 midday with some great music line up for you. Ochna, I'm holding in Konha. Santi and Kebio, Chris ABOAGYE. Miko.